Listen, I don't care how we start this thing. All I got to say at the end of the day is Detroit freaking stand up.
Why?
The Lions are back, and the freaking Tigers are back. I don't care if we're talking about baseball, and I don't care that if you guys don't like baseball. The Lions are back. The Tigers are back. The Red Wings are back. The Pistons, a little bit of a different story at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
What are the Tigers? What do they play?
Come on, bro.
What do they play? They play sports?
We just swept the Houston Astros, bro.
Okay. What do they play?
Who'd you sweep? Who'd you sweep?
Guys, come on, man. We're the rally.
Hey, look, I'm on. Give me 5 players that play on the Houston Astros.
No. He knows.
No,
he knows.
I mean, I know that.
Give me 5 players that play on.
but
Just stop. Don't bail them out. Give me 5 players that play on the Houston Astros.
You got Tarek Skubal. You have Riley Green. You have Carpenter. You have Verling. You have Baez.
Do you know any of their first names?
I mean, it's not all of
Did
them.
you know them? Did you know any of these players before the series started?
Yeah, some
You
of
could
these
have
guys.
named 5 before the series
I've
started.
been watching the Tigers all year, guys, at the end of the day.
The Tigers, not the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching the Tigers all.
Oh, he actually named them.
Come on, bro.
He did, but I mean, he just got done watching the game.
Bro, how many times would we be chilling in the basement and then I'd be like, hell yeah, the Tigers won.
About no, that was like week, legit last week.
No, bro.
That was the only time. Kim, that was the only time.
I know, but guys, like, I've been like, these are my babies.
It's such
I'm just telling you guys something right now. I'm going to a Tigers game.
It's such a
I'm going
boring
to a playoff
sport.
game.
Oh my
Why?
God, it's such a boring
Why?
sport.
I'm a part of history, bro.
Are they record that good to have like a?
Why? Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why he wants to go. Because he wants to take off in the middle of the day because these games start at basically 9 in the morning. He wants to take off a whole business day so he can go sit in the sun or in the rain. Oh, but then if it rains, they don't play because they play rain delay because they can't play in the rain either. So but he's going to go sit in the sun and then he's going to sit there and he's going to sit for probably 3-4 hours and then it's going to be 30 minutes to drive there, 30 minutes to get out of traffic, come back out. So you got to figure that 6 hours out of his day.
And it's a 5-hour game.
To sit there and maybe, hopefully, a team scores in 9 innings.
Kim, it's not
Come
fun
on,
at
guys,
all.
show some pride.
It's not fun at all.
Listen, I never thought we'd ever start off a show talking about baseball, but show some pride. All I'm saying is Detroit is back up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Come on.
Are they?
Again, it's like if the Panthers miraculously made it to the playoffs.
No, because
No,
the Panthers actually
man.
play an interesting sport.
Oh my God, bro! But you're,
Hey, but are they? Are Detroit back? Tigers? Are they back?
yeah, bro.
Kim, they barely squeezed into the playoffs.
And they got in and they beat the Houston Astros that have
Okay.
been to the playoffs like every year, basically. Come on, man. Give them some credit. Give them some credit.
I mean, just because it's Detroit, like
yeah, bro. That's
Good job.
I'll give
listen,
them that.
all I'm
Good job.
saying
I'm
is
not
that
watching
all
the
I'm
Tigers
saying is
game,
because if you guys like the Lions, right?
Yes.
Then you gotta like the Tigers.
no.
No, that's how
Why?
it works. All these
What?
sports come combined. That's just how it
Oh,
works.
you like the Pistons? You gotta like Sweetwater Tavern wings. What?
Who are you talking
Who
about?
doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Listen, the cockroaches, they help. They help. You don't gotta sit there
Hey,
and
don't
sit
talk
there.
about this. Come on.
Never
They
seen
got
it.
so good. They got
Did
so
they
good
ever
thing.
open back up after haven't been downtown in
Yeah, they have.
a minute, man?
They have.
Jeez.
They have.
Never tried it.
Sick.
I never thought we would start a show by talking about baseball, but we did. Welcome to episode 14, baby. You're gonna keep on going.
1-4.
1-4, baby. 1-4. Let's get right into it because this has been making me laugh all freaking week. Basement Boyz game of the week last week was the Bills and the Ravens. And do you guys realize how many comments we got because we all chose the Bills? Tell these boys to stay in the basement. These boys don't know football.
0-4, man.
Yeah.
You need a dub.
I need
You're
I need
0-4.
to scratch from just one.
And you have no place to talk because you got one dub, right? You're 1-3 now?
I'm 1-3 now. Yeah.
Wow.
It's still, but, hey, bro, it's still early.
I'm 3-1.
I'm one game
And
worse
I'm
than the Dallas Cowboys. I'm one game worse than the Dallas Cowboys. What?
He's not lying.
I'm still money line king.
Who you got?
bro.
Who you got?
All right, so the Basement Boyz game of the week is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Steelers.
I'm not going first.
No, you're going first.
No.
No. You're going first.
But why though? Like
Because as the loser here, 0-4, you're
hey,
gonna go,
hey,
and then the
watch
second loser is gonna go.
it. Because you know what they say, man. It's not how about you start. It's all about how you finish. So well, I'll creep up.
That's amen. That's our start.
It is.
You gotta get on
It's
the
a
board.
horrible
Hey,
start.
I'm on the board.
It's a horrible start. I
You
got the
gotta go.
Cowboys.
You got the Cowboys.
I got the Dallas Cowboys.
You riding with the Cowboys?
I'm riding with the Cowboys. Please tell me you're picking the Cowboys.
I got the Steelers.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why
I
do
think
you
their
have
run game
Steelers?
is. Honestly, I told you guys. I think their run game is going to punish them. I think it's going to punish them. They're not going to be able to stop it, and their defense is going to smother them. Their defense is going to smother the Dallas
Listen,
Cowboys.
this will be the first time that I'll ever use my heart when we do these games, these predictions, and I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
It's just dumb.
But no, it's not dumb. Though. Let's not act like this is the fucking 85 Steelers, the
It's
steel
not.
curtain.
It's not. But this Cowboys.
You
is
know
pretty
what I'm
bad.
saying?
These Cowboys are pretty bad, man.
No, they're not.
I mean, they're bad, but they can.
Hey, I have a question for you.
They can get it
What team
together,
do you think is good right now?
The Steelers. No, I'm joking. Like a good team in the league?
Yeah.
The Bills.
Lions.
The Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cowboys have one less dub than them.
I know, but they've played nobody. You guys have beat up on the Browns and the Giants so far.
We kept
Anytime-
the Ravens
anytime you
destroyed
guys-
the Bills, right?
Yes, 100%.
And destroyed.
Okay, the Lions.
Cowboys kept it in with
The Lions.
The Lions are going to dog walk us in a couple.
Exactly. It's in Dallas. That game's in Dallas.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like how you're upset that I'm picking Pittsburgh. They're
I'm
3-1. You're
I'm-
making it seem like.
listen, I'm
Like,
going
listen, bro,
with-
that team, the cap on that team, that Pittsburgh team is maybe the first round of the playoffs. Maybe. I'm not saying that there's a great team, but
Listen, I'm going.
no Tila, maybe. Maybe no Micah, bro. Ugh.
No, D'Lo's not playing. Or
D-Law's
Michael.
not playing for sure. He's
Micah's not
he's
playing
out
either.
for foot. Micah's trying his hardest to play.
He's not playing.
better-
He's not going to play.
He
Like
shouldn't play.
I'm going with Dallas because I truly believe Dallas is going to sell out on the run, and they're going to tell Justin Fields, prove that you can beat us. This is how I really.
When you
think
say
it's
sell out on the run, what do you mean by sell out on the run?
like what they did against the Giants, and they basically they destroyed their running game.
I know, but the Giants went into the game not having a top 15 run game in the league, though. These guys have a top 10 run game in the league.
I just don't see it though. I can't.
You don't see what?
It's
like,
because
with
they're-
Najee.
they're-
It's not just Najee, though. It's Najee. It's Justin Fields being able to escape. And especially if Micah's not playing, that's tough, bro.
It's more about It's more about. Steelers are more about their defense than their offense.
Yeah.
Listen, Justin Fields, I'm not going to crown him, fucking the next Patrick Mahomes.
No.
He's making the right plays, but I truly think Dallas is going to say, beat us.
Okay.
I would take the under.
I mean,
I would take the under on
It's a
Najee's
Pittsburgh
yards.
Steelers. No, I would take the under on the game because it's the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
that-
Steelers.
Najee's yards.
That's
I would
going to
take
be
the
a
under on the
low-scoring game, but it's going to be a good game. Chat, tell us who you think's going to win. Tell us who you think's going to win.
Dallas Cowboys.
Listen, they're two big franchises. People love the Steelers. People love the Cowboys. They're mediocre. Both of them right now. I know records aside, they're mediocre teams. Man.
No, they are.
They're limited. They're very capped at what they can become, man. It's just the truth. I picked the Cowboys to miss the playoffs, so I got to take the
Yeah.
trade secret for you from now on. Just take the favorites in these game of the weeks. You'll get a dub on the board sooner
Just-
or later. It'll come.
Hey, from now on, you know what'll happen? I'll start picking the games first from now on because I love you and I want you to have I need you to get a dub.
I'm gonna get a dub, man. No, don't do that.
Hey,
Don't feel
I
sorry
hope
for
this
me.
guy
I'm gonna
right
get a
here.
dub.
I hope this guy doesn't get another dub for the rest of the year from how
Damn.
cocky he is.
Yeah, I know.
You're so freaking cocky.
Oh my God,
bro.
what'd I say? Because I picked the Steelers?
Wait, no. You
gotta offend him?
You're giving this guy freaking advice. Like
I'm not giving
Hey.
advice. I'm in the same boat as
Hey,
him. I'm telling you, man, how we're going to get out of
Hey,
it.
Hey,
it's like-
I'm gonna get out of it.
Hey, it's
Trust,
like
hey, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
out of
just
it.
Hey,
pick
it's
the
like
fa-
if I was
Wow.
it's like if I was broke
Yeah.
and I had like
pick the
$10 on my checking and savings and I said, you know what, Swade, this is how you become rich, man.
Yeah.
That's like
I'm telling you to pick the favorite.
this is what this guy's doing right now.
Hey.
I'm telling you to pick that favorite.
I
coming
got
for you
Dallas.
guys.
The
on Sunday
favorite's
night
to win.
football.
I'm coming for you guys.
I
man.
got Dallas Sunday night football.
I'm coming for you guys.
Straight up. That's exactly what I got.
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a really good game.
It will be a good game.
I promise you, it's gonna
It's
be a
gonna
good
get
game.
loud in that basement.
Oh, my
on Sunday
God.
night.
I got not
Oh,
know
I
why.
know.
It's two mediocre teams, but okay.
Hey, and I'm pushing all the chips into the money line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mikhail
I'm
is
going.
him, has your boy Ank. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like you gonna talk shit?
No.
Yeah, you are.
No. You guys are. I mean, have you guys not been seeing me watch Dallas Cowboys games?
I mean, but
Well, the
you-
last couple years, like when they got destroyed by Green Bay, I said 2 words in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but you're annoying. You're an annoying Cowboys fan.
yeah, when Dallas
Because
is
like
up,
you should be a little bit of a homer.
What do you mean?
More than you are.
I am.
You're not. You're not. We're on episode 14 of this podcast, and I've heard you shit on the Cowboys way more than I've heard you say, "Yeah, man, the Cowboys."
Because I put years of love into them.
Absolutely.
hey,
Let
he
me
was a
down.
homer though, bro.
No,
I'm gonna
don't
tell you
say
when he
was.
stopped
I'm a
being a
hom- I'm
homer.
not-
After 2016,
Yeah.
when A-Rod broke their hearts again,
He just stopped having.
he stopped.
Listen, bro.
Because he was on that Cowboys, I'm gonna say
100%.
bandwagon every year. This is our
100%.
year. This is our year. And they finish 8-8.
I mean, they're a terrible franchise.
Well, no, don't say they're not a terrible franchise.
No, they're a terrible
You don't win 12
The worst
games.
franchise in the NFL for the last 25 years.
Mediocre is good.
The worst franchise in the NFL for the last 25 years have been the Detroit Lions. They had more playoff wins in one run than the Cowboys had in the last 25 years.
Listen, they're a terrible franchise in the playoffs. But there's a lot of teams that would trade to be able to win.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have more playoff wins in this century than the Dallas Cowboys do.
If your bar is the Dallas Cowboys,
you guys don't have a playoff win?
They have like 3.
When's
we have
they
a
have
couple.
like 3, bro.
When's the last time?
We beat Tom at 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Tom gave us a parting gift.
It's a bad
He's like,
organization.
yo,
bro.
Dak.
At 44, yeah, you guys
here
blew
you
us
go.
out.
It's a bad
Dak was.
organization.
Tom was in his walker.
Literally.
You know what it is? Because by the second round, you have to play a team. You have to. You're not going to be able to play the Giants.
That was a
In
wild
our
card,
defense,
by the way.
though, we ran into the Niners. Last year was just. That's why I was so angry. That's why it was the Packers, and we should.
No. Playoff wins, other than the Tom one.
We beat the Lions. We beat.
So Dak has 3 in his career.
Dak has 3.
Lions,
No,
Tampa.
Tampa. I'm forgetting. There's some.
He won one more.
Yeah,
I promise you. I
it's
looked at it one
just-
time. He
it's-
had 3.
Listen,
It's bad. Regardless, it's bad.
It is.
Either way, it's
It
bad.
is what it is. All right, we're gonna jump off the Cowboys and we're gonna jump off the Steelers. This week, we again watched Jayden Daniels snatch ankles. I think I read this. If I read this correctly, through 4 weeks, he has the highest completion percentage than any player ever. Not just like a rookie.
Yeah.
I'm talking like
Wild.
82%.
It's wild.
so. And then on the other half, the guy that we've been crowning the next Patty Mahomes, the next Tom Brady, Caleb. He's had a little bit of a slower start to the season, if I could say, slower.
Little?
Caleb
So I
with a
wanna-
capital L.
Literally.
I want to ask you guys a question. Over the next 5 years, who would you rather have, Caleb or Jayden?
I'm going with Jayden, man. I don't know why anybody else would not pick. Through 4 weeks, I'm going with Jayden.
But moving forward, next 5 years.
No, he said next 5 years.
Yeah, like if you're taking one of those guys and you're projecting, who do you want?
I'm taking Jayden.
You taking Jayden?
Yeah, I'm not taking no guy that has to figure out which color of nails he has to put on his fingers, man. Honestly,
Come on,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
I'm not doing
There's
that.
not a shred of evidence that you could watch through 4 weeks. There's not a shred that you could be like, look at and say, you know what? Yeah, Caleb's situation is bad, but he's going to be better than Jayden if they get 1, 2, 3 fixed together. You understand what I'm saying?
No, 1,000%.
Like he leads them in every single major quarterback statistical category.
It's wild.
And they're 3-1, and they've played some good teams. To get to 3-1, they beat some good. I mean, they beat Cincinnati, didn't they?
Be Cincinnati, Arizona.
They beat some good teams to become 3-1. I mean, I don't know what you could look at, point at, and be like, you know what, he does this better. I went back and looked at the numbers. He's pressured almost just as much as Jayden is. He has more weapons than Jayden does, so we can't blame the offensive line. I know it's bad, but let's not make it seem like Washington is the Philadelphia Eagles
Exactly.
or the Detroit Lions. I mean, he sees very similar pressure. There is one thing that Caleb leads the league in, which is what I brought up for Trevor Lawrence last week and why I think he's overrated.
I know this
He
stat.
leads the league in poor passes thrown. That's not good. Is he? Do you think he's an accurate quarterback?
No,
Do
not
you
yet.
think he's super mobile?
I think he's.
Mobile, do you
I
think
think
he's
He's
not.
mobile enough.
Well, he's mobile enough,
No,
right?
Enough.
I mean,
Yeah, but do you think he's going to ever beat you with his feet?
No.
So if he
Absolutely.
Not
can't beat
in
you with
that
his
way.
feet and he's not accurate,
How? What?
What?
What
are we doing?
all right, let
Honestly.
me jump in.
What
Let
are
me
we
jump
doing?
in. Right now, there's no doubt.
He's going to defend him.
his
No,
back
it-
is on the his back is against the
No,
wall,
my
that's
back's
why.
not against the wall. Just slow
He's been
down.
calling them Patrick
We're-
Mahomes.
guys, number one, nobody's freaking right here. We're sitting here projecting for another 5 years. Like, let's slow
One of
down.
us looks more wrong than another.
Slow down.
right?
Yeah, I'm wrong about.
Hey, that cash out option is looking real low for you, my boy. Real low.
Listen,
Real
today, Jayden is better than Caleb, and now I don't. Well, nobody has to sit here, and I don't have to explain to you guys why. I'm still taking Caleb over the next 5 years, and let me explain to you guys why. I think everybody forgets something. You could bring up pressures and wide receivers and this and that. If you've watched the Bears and you've watched the Redskins, there's one thing that's a lot more evident. One guy, again, I think Jayden's better right now. I'm not arguing that. One guy's game looks a lot easier right now based off of scheme and based off of just the way they're calling the offense. here's the thing. Everybody forgets, behind Jayden and all his talent, everybody forgets his name, Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator. You guys don't know something about him. I don't know if anybody knows this. He coached Patrick Mahomes, and he coached Kyler. It's really important because he was like, I got this beast here who can freaking break ankles, and he surprised the hell out of me that he could throw that ball, right?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think he could throw it like that. I really, really didn't, right? And he's putting him in the perfect positions. Like, how many times are you watching, like, open receivers out there, and then when he's not, Jayden's using his ankles and breaking ankles? I don't see that with Caleb. Everything just looks harder out there.
Why?
Because, again, they don't. Chicago's always been horrible with developing quarterbacks.
But you have basically the second coming.
Like look at what
Neither
happened.
of them have developed a quarterback yet. It's only 4 weeks.
I know,
Literally.
but I'm saying
That's
if you
4 weeks
look at Justin Fields, right? He went to the Steelers and he looks like somewhat of a quarterback.
He looked
right?
the same way in Chicago.
But
He's putting up
now
very similar numbers in Chicago.
I get that. But so the whole point to me is I'm taking Caleb because yes, he's not as mobile as Jayden, but you look at some of these tackles that he breaks within the pocket, right? And I think that once it gets easier, you're going to see his full superpowers. I'm going to look stupid right now. I get it. I get it that Jayden looks better right now. I get it. But I'm sticking with my gut, and I'm going, you know what I compare this to? I compare this to the Luck and RG3 thing. Let me tell you why.
Whoa.
Caleb is not Andrew Luck, and he didn't start off.
Don't.
But
dare.
I think that, you know, what sucked about that is RG3 was actually playing just as well as Luck the first year, if not even better, right? But his body didn't hold up. I think that we're going to look at both these guys battling over the next 5 years. Like, even Caleb, if you've watched his last couple of games, he's gotten better. Like, you know, they're 2-2, right? And, you know, again, he's getting better and better every week, but I just think that, I don't know, what does Caleb look like if he had Cliff?
I don't know. What would Jayden look like if he had the 10th best defense as opposed to the 23rd best defense in the league?
He doesn't play. They don't play on defense. But how would Jayden?
They
look?
don't play on defense.
Yeah, but
No,
his
they
defense
don't.
allows him to rest.
I know that, but guys, I'm just saying though, how would he look? I don't. By the way, I think he would look better right now because
arguably on paper, the Chicago Bears have a better team than.
It's not arguable. They have a better team.
The commies.
They have a better
they
team.
definitely have a better team. But like I told
not
you guys from
arguable.
the beginning, that the offensive, the coaching staff sucks. They just do. By the way, you go ask Bear fans.
You're right. No, you're
And you
not
go,
lying.
hey,
You're
listen,
right.
you go ask Bear fans. There's not a single Bear fan that's even blaming Caleb right now. They should. He's not playing good. But it's something to talk about, bro. It just is. I'm sticking with my boy.
He looks like a better thrower of the football, though, too.
Who?
That's the problem. Jayden.
No,
I
looks.
think-
No, he is.
I think
He's
that, but I
He
think
is.
that again,
We're
though,
looking at a
like,
guy who's more mobile and can throw the football better.
but just do me a favor.
it's tough.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt just when Keenan Allen comes back. Who else are they missing? Are they
He was
missing?
back last week.
And they
He-
won.
he played last
He
week?
played
He
really
played
well last week.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't even watch
played well.
that Bears game.
I mean, they beat a Rams. They beat a Rams team that the Niners.
That's decimated.
I mean, the Niners just lost to them.
And you said the Niners are going to take a step back. So that's not saying much, bro.
It's all
The
give him
Vikings-
matchups
Oh,
now.
dub's a dub. Come on.
A dub is a
No,
dub.
it's not a dub. Listen, I hear when
dub
people
is
do
a
that.
dub.
No, some W's are made
dub, a
differently
dub.
than others, bro. They're
True.
made different. Like,
True.
like the Ravens, the way they beat the Bills last week is not a regular dub, bro. That's a disrespectful dub. That's a scary one. That's it, man. I don't want to see those guys in
Yeah,
the
you
playoffs.
can't compare that
not a
Ravens
dub.
beat the Bills to the Niners and Rams. That Rams game,
Right.
they won by 3
know,
points
I
off a
know
field
that.
goal.
Dub is different.
Listen, guys, it's still early.
Very
I'm
early.
sticking with my boy.
Okay.
You go ahead and do that.
I'm sticking with my
You
boy.
know,
That's why when people like you and just all the media, when you put that much
Can't let it go.
attention on Caleb, bro, it ruins the game so much, man. You put so much potential.
But
on
you know, 15 years deep now. You know how he is.
I know how
he's
he is,
not
yeah.
gonna. Jaden is gonna end up with 2 Super Bowls.
And
3
he's still gonna
MVPs,
say Caleb is better.
And Caleb is gonna squeeze out an MVP. He's gonna be like, man, but you know, if Caleb was in that situation, I already know, bro.
Guys, have we not
Ben
learned?
Simmons might be back
but
this
listen,
year.
Have we not?
Ben Simmons looked
have we not learned our lesson though? How many QBs have we watched right struggle really early on in their careers, and there's a lot of guys.
Who? This is the best situation a first overall pick has ever come.
No,
into.
but it's not though.
But
I
it is,
don't.
though.
You, just because you name players though doesn't mean
No,
we watched Jared
no, because-
Goff, who was a number one pick, struggle. I get that they have the wide receivers, but if you already have Caleb and the wide receivers going to the offensive coordinator and challenging the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
I'm not saying it's a great situation. I'm saying it's the best situation of first overall. first overall picks usually go to garbage franchises with garbage coaches and garbage rosters, and they turn them around.
Example.
That's why they go draft a quarterback first overall.
I still argue that it's a hard situation to be in, bro. It's a hard
very
situation.
difficult one. Let's not make it seem like Jayden walked into
No.
the San Francisco 49ers either.
But do you want to
know
know?
what I mean?
Wait, let's just make this very
Let's
clear.
go.
Hey,
Let's give
let's just
flowers
make
to
this
both,
very
you know
clear
what I
about the Jayden. And there's a reason why, even without Cliff, that I think if Jayden was on the Bears, that he would still be performing better than Caleb.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, those legs, it solves a lot of problems. Because what Caleb's doing is he's escaping 16 guys trying to sack him. He's trying to look down. He's trying to throw the ball, and he's throwing picks. Jaden's just zzz, he's running to the end zone.
Literally.
So that helps him early on, and it may make him a better player overall later down.
Yeah.
I'm just sticking with the
go ahead and
talent
do
that.
that.
I see with Caleb.
Go ahead and do that.
And then you may even see it towards the end of the year. I bet you that coaching staff won't be there, though.
We've been saying that about Chicago for the past 2 years. That coaching staff is still there.
I promise you they'll be gone.
Literally.
All right. I'm not good. You know, Jaden's going to be like Lamar for him.
I love those type of quarterbacks.
I see it. Well,
Yeah,
I love those type of
hey,
quarterbacks.
Jaden's the real
Lamar
deal,
wasn't
bro.
throwing the ball like this in his first season.
Yeah. Now, I seen somebody make this argument. Lamar wasn't 23. You know, Jaden's been around for a minute too, so because he played a lot of years in college, he's little.
Jaden's 23?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
somebody was like,
But that's a baby.
hey, somebody in the media was like, Jayden is already better at 23 than Lamar was in his rookie year, and somebody was like, guys, Lamar at 23 was winning an MVP. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Lamar's young.
That's scary to think about it. You know what I'm
That
saying?
is.
Yeah.
That
So,
is.
Yeah.
all right, let's pivot. Let's get into our power rankings. We're gonna do it together though. So our post week 4 power rankings. Let's do it together. Let's pick the top 5 teams. Right. At number 5, who do you guys have?
I had the Texans.
I have the Ravens.
I have the Bills.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Interesting.
I'm not gonna kick the Bills out just because they lost to one
I
of the
mean,
better
I'm not,
teams.
I'm not going to put the Bills that low.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got them higher?
Oh,
got
I
the
got him a
Bills
little bit
on your
higher.
list?
I don't.
Really?
I don't. Because
Man.
for me, look, let me tell you why I went that way. I went that direction because for me, it was either the Bills or the Texans. That's who I'm going to have in my top 5. And they're both 3-1.
I mean, there's only 2
I didn't even have
undefeated
the Texans in my
They,
list.
they got dog walk.
They did.
They
I
got
didn't even. Hey, I didn't even have the Texans on my list.
But can I? You know, like we jumped on here last episode, and man, Josh Allen and the Bills are the real deal. Josh Allen is the real deal.
He is.
Man, that looked bad, bro. And then it made you think like, oh, I mean, yeah, they did play the Jags, who have lost 9 straight now. Yeah, I mean,
They beat Miami, though, man.
they beat Miami, who they always beat. I mean, they beat the Cardinals, who have a win on the season.
The
It's
only,
like,
the only reason that we were.
Who did they lose? Oh, no, they lost.
But the only reason that we were like going so crazy about the Bills
The way they
is
were
because,
winning.
is because we were just like, damn, Josh hasn't. Did he throw a pick against the Ravens?
I don't think so.
That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. I don't warrant taking them out, because they lost to the Ravens. So we all think, and I think we all had them in the AFC Championship.
If you have them more than 5, higher than 5, and you have 5, and I don't have them, let's just go 5 for the Bills.
Let's put the Bills at number
That's
5.
Bills at number
That's
5.
fine.
Number
cool with
4,
that.
I have the Ravens.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that as well. I had the Bills, but like I'm okay with that. I didn't have the Ravens at all.
What do you guys have at number
Top
3?
three.
Number
At all.
3. Who do you guys have? Number
Lions.
I had the Lions.
I had the Lions too.
Beautiful.
Number 2.
Vikings.
I have the Chiefs at number 2.
I got the Vikings at number 2
And
also,
the Chiefs at number 1.
and I have the Chiefs at number 1.
I'm gonna fight you guys on this.
You know what?
I'm gonna fight
You know what,
nothing-
man? Just out of respect for that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm okay
because,
with
like
that.
the competition they played is very different,
I'm okay with that.
I get that.
and the way they've been beating folks has been ugly.
I get that 100%.
Green Bay is a threat. Green Bay is a threat. They embarrassed them, bro.
They sure do.
Hey, I have no logic to have them number 1, except that I've had them number 1 and they haven't lost yet. So once they lose, we might even have them like.
No, that's not fair. The Vikings haven't lost either. It's a power ranking, guys. It's not like
I
who's gonna
get
win a
it.
Super
When
Bowl.
one team loses like that, you can't just shift them the whole.
No,
out of the
they will
power
still be in the
ranking.
top 5. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still finding ways to win games. You
Ooh,
know,
the Ravens. You talk about like Ravens and Bills like that.
Yeah, like look, if you lose like
But
if you're
my
3-0,
problem is like you can't. You have the Bills over the Ravens. That's impossible. You can't. They just got mollywopped
Yeah.
by
I
them.
mean, but the Ravens
That I
are 2-2.
can't.
It's one game.
yeah. I mean,
3-1 and 2-2
Yeah,
is one
I don't
game.
know. Like just looking at it, I mean, the Ravens beat the Cowboys. They beat
No,
the
they didn't beat the
Bills.
Cowboys. They destroyed the Cowboys.
Well, they also looked horrible in the second half.
But they do though. That's what happened. That's what happened against the Raiders, bro. They go up and they let off their foot.
But Hetty, that's a problem though.
That's a problem, but that's something that's very easily fixed, bro.
Is it though?
Yes.
How many times has
a lot, bro.
So that's not a trend. That's not like a single thing. That's just something that they struggle with.
But that's the least important struggle from any of the teams that you have on there. The Bills couldn't do nothing. Did they let up against Buffalo?
No. I get it.
35-10.
I get it.
35-10.
We'll put the Vikings number 2. We'll put the Chiefs number 1.
No, we're putting the Vikings number 1.
No, we're putting the Vikings at number 1.
All right, Vikings number 1, Chiefs number 2.
I can switch that out easily.
That's cool.
I'm okay with that.
Listen, man, the Vikings.
I mean, they're frauds, but for right now, through week 4.
I don't. He had them pretenders last time.
I actually don't believe that they're frauds, bro.
I don't believe that either.
I don't.
You know, the thing that scares me about my fraud statement about them is like I wasn't familiar with their game defensively. I didn't know how good they were defensively.
They're really good.
Talk to me tell me what's fraud about them.
Sam Darnold. It's hard for me, and I know that sounds unfair. It's hard for me to see Sam Darnold be like in the NFC Championship game. If I'm a Lions fan, right? If we get to play the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, I'm happy. I'm good with that.
I don't know.
No, I'm good with that.
I don't
Me,
know.
I'm good, bro, with that.
You want to know why? It's so hard because it's like saying I can never think that Brock Purdy can ever be in a Super Bowl. Or like even a couple years ago, I can't believe I can't believe there's a Jared Goff in an NFC Championship. Like there was a time where people looked at him like that. But when you got Jettas, you got Addison, you got Aaron Jones, you have a good young offensive line. Hawkinson's coming back, and their defense is really good.
Yeah, this is all without Hawkinson.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold isn't.
And then, what's important and what I was trying to bring up, and what I was trying to bring up about Caleb, they got one of the best offensive minds at head coach, bro. Like that freaking matters.
Everything that you just went down the list and named, we are better at, other than wide receiver 1. In Detroit, and that's why I'm saying I'm good with playing against them. I'm good.
And the one thing that you guys struggle with,
the defense.
But our run game is so much better. You guys got to stop shit on the Lions defense. They've picked it up heavily this year.
They picked it up, bro. But those penalties, bro. Those penalties got to go, man. If we weren't,
why are there penalties though?
Coaching.
It's coaching, and it's because their corners can't cover me and you, and they're holding.
And Carlton Davis isn't that bad, bro.
Good, but that other guy they have, Arnold, on the other side,
the rookie, he's a rookie.
He's good. He's just a rookie, bro.
He's a rookie, bro.
But hey, they have him out there, and they're expecting him to play big games right now.
Well, they'll fix that.
It's 4 weeks in. Let's judge these guys.
Now the Vikings have something that Seattle did, right? But Seattle's defense wasn't up to par, like the Vikings could be possibly. But imagine having to chase around Jettas and Addison. That's going to be tough. Now, I would pick the Lions in that game. I would, but it's not something to blow over on.
It's the NFC Championship game. It's going to be a tough game. I'm saying
even if they met in the playoffs.
Regardless, if they meet in the playoffs, odds are they're going to have good enough records to where they're not going to meet in the first round.
Yeah, you never know. You think they're frauds, so. Are you taking your statement back on the Vikings?
No, because frauds is, if you have number 1 or number 2 in the power rankings, that means you're telling me they're the first or second best team in the league, and I don't think they will be by week 15. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, we'll see.
They will be.
You know what I mean?
No, they.
They have the same record as the Seattle Seahawks.
There's some teams.
They're 1 game more.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams.
They have the same record as what?
They had the same record as Seattle Seahawks.
There's some teams that we look at in the regular season, and they're really well, and then they hit the playoffs and they fucking fall off a cliff. I mean, that's why the elite quarterbacks always prevail.
Dak Prescott on the Cowboys. Yeah.
I mean, thanks for shitting on the fucking Cowboys. Jesus Christ. All right. We brought up the Miami Dolphins and how they look like total crap right now. There's something missing here of recent.
You can say dog water with the.
Can I say the Dolphins have looked like dog water? Something missing. Tua got knocked out a couple weeks ago. And we all used to talk a lot of shit about your boy Tua.
I did.
A lot of shit. I mean, I did. So, are we ready to say that Tua's underrated?
Yes, we are. We all fall victim to this as sports fans, right? We'll look at a situation sometimes, and I'm not talking about comparing, where you're comparing 2 great athletes. I'm not talking about that. Say when you look at a team sometimes and you look at the situation and you say, yeah, man, that guy's not doing much out there. He's in a great situation. We've done that a lot.
1,000%.
We do it a lot.
We bring up situations a lot.
We do it with a lot. I mean, situations are important, but we do it with a lot of athletes. And then we go, Yeah, bro. Like, they could throw anybody in there. They'll be just fine. And Tua is proving single-handedly by not even being out there that it's really not that easy. It's really, really not that easy. Does this make him a top 5 quarterback in the league?
Absolutely not.
No, it doesn't. But does it make him close to 30, where some people were wondering, hey, is Tua even top 20 in the league? Yes, it takes that conversation away. For me, it does, at least. For me, it does. So I think it's showing that, yes, he's underrated. Maybe he's closer to 14.
But Tyreek looked unnoticeable, bro.
It changed nothing for me.
It didn't look like they had the
It's impossible.
second or third best wide receiver on that team.
It's impossible for it to change nothing.
It didn't change
Come on,
nothing
bro.
for me.
No, man.
It didn't change anything for me because it's not, if they had like a high-end backup that knew how to throw it from here to there, they basically threw me out there. So, of course, they're not going to be able to do anything. They had Huntley out there. The last time we seen him as a backup, he was with Baltimore.
He won 11 games.
He won 11 games because they have a dominant run game. It's not like he was out there slinging the ball around. That's what Miami is. They have those two great wide receivers. But how would they have looked if it was a guy like Flacco out there? Or even if it was a guy like Cooper Rush on Dallas when they did a couple of years. I think they would look a lot different. Just because the backup is absolute garbage and probably won't have a job in the NFL. Probably going to be begging at Kroger in a couple of days.
Jesus.
He's had a long career in that. He's had a pretty good
Sure,
career
but he's not known for throwing the ball. Would we change our mind if it was a guy like Flacco in there having success, or a guy like maybe Cooper Rush, or a guy like last year coming off the bench like Darnold, or one of these other high-end backups? I think we would have a different perception of it because they would actually be able to get the ball to the weapons. Especially with a great
I'm
play
not,
caller
I'm
like
not disagreeing with you, but bro, Tua, like, he brings a lot to the fucking table, bro. Hakeem, look, you know how many yards Tyreek had that Thursday night?
Because they don't know where to get the ball to him.
I know
He had 23 yards with 4 receptions, bro.
It's
Come
because
on, man.
Because nobody can get the ball to
I mean,
him.
but even if you can't get the ball, like you have Tyreek Hill on your team.
I know.
You have Jalen Waddle on the other side. Like,
They were trying to get him the ball. He just wasn't great after the catch. Like, they put him in a lot of screens. They put him in a lot of run motions.
they give him the wrong play calls, bro. I mean, that's
Well, the problem is that, like he said, they're trying to adjust to what they have behind center. My whole point is, like, Tua's better in the pocket than we give him credit for. That's all I'm saying.
He's good.
I like Tua, man.
He's good in the
Like,
pocket.
he's
and
not.
he's good.
Listen,
he's
he's really good in the pocket.
and he's an accurate quarterback.
He has a little bit of a water pistol arm.
He
He's
does.
accurate, and he can't stay healthy. There's something to that's a trait now, bro. You can't stay healthy.
1,000%. That is a trait, though.
You get what I'm
It
saying?
is. It's unfortunate for him. 'Cause it's not something he can control.
You know what I'm saying? For some guys, it is.
For him,
not.
it is.
No, for him, it's
For
not.
him, it's not.
This was the first time he made a mistake. The other concussions were just freak accidents, bro.
But he
just
put
getting-
himself in that position, though.
No, he was just getting tackled. There's
I
nothing you
mean, no, he had one where he was going head
That was just
first.
the DeMar Hamlin one. All the other ones where he's falling on his back, bro. Like, how do you control that?
I don't know.
Nothing changed. Like, I don't look at this and say, holy shit, man, like, it's the savior. It's only because of what was out there instead. Now, for example, if it was like a Flacco out there and he completely struggled and they were still hurting, then I would be like, oh, damn, maybe I'm not giving him enough credit. But it's just what's out there.
Where do you have him? Where do you rank him in the league? Like, where do you think he ranks?
He's like probably
You don't got to give me a number. Give me a collection of guys he's around.
13, 15.
That's good. Then.
Tua?
Yeah.
That's good.
Only reason why I'm not gonna let you do that is because if Tyler Huntley was on let's just say another team, like let's just say the Panthers or something, or like a bullshit team that don't have that many weapons, okay. Then Tua's not overrated. I mean, I'm sorry, not underrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to do something with those weapons, bro. You have to do something, no matter what you do something.
No, I get that.
Listen, he's a really good pocket passer. He's an accurate quarterback. And, you know, his downfall is he's bad at making reads. He's terrible.
He's bad at making reads, and if
Terrible.
if like there's any pressure on him,
He's cooked.
It's
Because he's a smaller guy, and on top of being smaller, he's not very mobile. So it's like,
I'd be willing to bet Tyreek maybe could have 2,500 yards last year if he can. Like, there's a lot of time this guy's underthrowing him. I'm telling you, like, he doesn't have the greatest arm, but I'll give him his credit. He can stand in the pocket and he can throw a nice accurate ball. But nothing changes for me after seeing these games. It just changes. Like, Miami's just really bad at having a backup plan. They know they have a guy who's.
But I'm not mad at you for saying that because you have him 13 through 15.
Yeah, like
I thought you'd be one of those people that had him after 20.
No.
So,
no.
okay, if it doesn't change your mind, then yeah, it shouldn't change your mind if you have him there.
That's where he should be, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
Now,
saying I'm not
there's
saying
there's some guys that you guys would be shocked to say that I think is like probably better than him.
Like,
I don't think I'd be shocked at a single one.
Like, I would say that Brock Purdy is better than Tua in my eyes.
You know, like, I'm not going to. vehemently disagree.
Okay, both guys have wider pistol arms. One guy's mobile, though.
My guess is if you switch those two guys, fully healthy rosters, nothing changes on the two teams.
I think maybe the Niners changes a
Nothing
little bit.
changes on those.
I think the
Niners are
the
still in the
Dolphins get
Super
better.
Bowl. Maybe they don't win it, but they're still in the
I
Super
think
Bowl.
Dolphins get better.
I think the Dolphins would.
They're like, you better do all. Get the second round and lose it.
I think the Dolphins probably stay the same or better, but I think the Niners get worse because at least with a guy like Brock, he's semi-athletic.
Who else do you have?
We're not gonna make it seem like
That was the one guy that came to mind that everybody likes
You
to
have to just
argue.
give it him.
No. I mean, he doesn't
12
disagree or
Wait,
agree.
so you have Brock as a top 10 quarterback in the league?
No.
Oh.
Maybe this year. Maybe this year.
Because he had 12 between 12 and 15.
Listen, hey,
If he thinks he's better, that's top 10.
maybe this year I do.
Maybe.
Tua was like 13 to 20 instead of 13.
Yeah,
to 15.
that's what I mean. That's what.
13 to 20. That's a better explanation.
If he's
Not 13 to 15, bro.
all right, so we're
You could do a lot worse than Tua in the league. Let's just put it like that. You could do a lot worse.
talking about Brock. First 4 games, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise because they got really injured, and we wanted to see what Brock can do, and he's been cooking. Passing yards, we're seeing him throw that ball down deep. I know it's only been 4 weeks, but do you guys have has your mind changed about about Brock Purdy at all? Has your mind changed about Brock Purdy at all?
I know.
A little bit.
Wow.
He might jump on him.
A tiny bit.
He might jump on
A
him.
tiny bit. I still think. Listen, we've argued about this topic back and forth a ton. Okay. I don't think you guys can disagree with me when I say that any system, any Kyle Shanahan system you're in as a quarterback, you're going to perform. We can kind of accept that at this point. We can turn Matt Ryan into an MVP. He took Garoppolo to the Super Bowl, and he took Brock to a Super Bowl. And you just got done telling me he's not even top 10. And he got to the Super Bowl and was about to win an MVP.
I said he might be this year, though.
But even if he's 10, let's say, that guy almost took him to the Super Bowl and won an MVP.
I mean,
is what I'm trying to say.
He was going to win MVP last year, bro.
And obviously, he's not MVP caliber. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he's not an MVP caliber player. The point that I'm trying to make is I've accepted the fact that he's going to put up numbers in that system no matter who they play against, no matter who they play with. But I mean, to your point, he still does his job. So I'm not fully off of it. I'm not fully off of the Brock thing. I think he's growing in my eyes. I still don't see the top 7 or 8 quarterback in the NFL though. That's still a fucking long shot.
But I don't.
Bro.
Okay.
It was a long shot though, Eddie. But when we were saying that about how he performed last year, man, he did his shit, man.
He did, and he's doing the shit this year.
I mean, okay, yeah, he did. Yeah, even without those stars,
He grew in my eyes.
he grew. Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. This is how I am about Brock. It depends on who I'm talking to. It depends on where you are in the extreme. If you think he extremely sucks, then yeah, I'm gonna argue with you till death. Because I don't care what system you're in. I don't care who you have around.
1,000%.
You still got to make the throws, right? And this year, with Debo being out, Ayuk shouldn't. He's a ghost out there.
Yeah, but Juwan Jennings looks like Randy Moss, though. The issue.
But if you look at these throws that he's making this year, it's not screen passes. He's pushing the ball down the field.
He's a really good pocket passer.
All I gotta say about Brock is, at the end of the day, a guy that gets you to the Super Bowl, right, makes the plays. You got to give him credit.
I give him credit. We were trying to have him top.
You know
8.
where I have him. I'm not going to throw out numbers. You know what group of quarterbacks I have him with?
Who?
Believe it or not. And
Don't say golf and
I'm gonna tell you exactly what the group he's in with. Just to me, he's in the group with Golf, Dak, Kirk. No, hell no. And Kirk Cousins, and depending how you feel about Tua, that's where I have him.
You're
Well,
wild.
you have golf with Kirk Cousins.
You're nuts.
Yeah, I have all those guys are in the
Yeah,
same.
nice.
All those guys are in the same.
So what? Top 12 to 20.
Wherever you have those guys. Why? I have a question for you.
Yes.
Right. Anytime that we've ever talked about Brock having success, what do we say first?
This team around
The
him.
system.
We say Shanahan, which I'm not disagreeing with you guys at all. We say Shanahan, and we start naming out every weapon to his disposal.
Yes.
Right or wrong.
1,000%.
Right. Even though he put up really good numbers and he makes it to the Super Bowl, we bring that up.
Right.
Okay. So tell me that the only times when Goff has succeeded, when he has a guy like Ben Johnson, who's we might be looking at him as the next Shanahan. Who knows? But we have Ben Johnson. We have great offensive line. We have Amaran. We have, to me, the best run game in the league. Success. When was Dak at his best? Right? When he had that great offensive line, he had all those weapons around him. Same thing with Kirk. When is he at his best? McConnell, good young offensive line. Jettas, Addison. Like those guys who are limited somewhat athletically.
Have a good offensive line.
They just need that stuff around them. Right? Like, so like that's the only thing. Like that's why he's in that group with me. Because if we give those guys props, we got to give him the same type of props.
No, because when those guys had the weapons that they had around them, like Goff has the weapons he has around him now, he had a bottom 8 defense in the league last year, where Brock had a top 5 defense in the league that year. And if you give the Lions last year and you give Goff a top 5 defense in the league, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
They're
gonna beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, bro.
But at this point,
Do you understand what I'm trying to say, though?
I get that. It's
like he's not as good as Goff and Dak. He's just not.
Petty, but I'm not.
And you know what? He's a couple spots behind them. If you want
That's
to
what
put
I'm
him
saying.
there,
He's in the group.
fine.
I'm saying
But
he's in
come
that
on,
group.
he's
But
not
I'm not
Jared
even
Goff,
talking.
bro.
I'm not talking
We
about.
get worse. We get worse in Detroit. We get
talk-
worse in Detroit with Brock Purdy.
I'm not talking about team success at this point. I'm talking about when we talk about quarterback capabilities, right? We just got to stop We got to stop just saying this guy's just throwing screen passes. No, he makes the throws.
I've never
bro.
made that case about Brock.
No, but people
He
have.
led the league in air yards
Yeah,
last
but
year. I'm
when
not
people
making
talk,
that
when
case.
people talk about him,
they
they
wanna
talk
do
about
that.
him in that sense, and they're like, "Oh, he doesn't do as much and just does
my
the short
gripe
passes."
with Brock is that he puts up all these numbers, and you know what's crazy is we're on the same side and we don't even realize it
know.
about Brock, right? I swear to you, we're on the same side. I think he's really good. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback and a great system. He's anywhere between. You could put him 14, 18, wherever you want to put him. 13, 18, wherever you want to put him, no problem.
You know what I think?
But the thing is like, those guys, the Golf and the Dax, those guys get $60 million. Brock probably ain't going to get it.
You want
and
that?
Yes, I'll bet you whatever you want. And if he leaves to go get it from someone else, I promise you, he's probably not going to get
You want to
$60
bet he
million.
gets 50 or 60
I'll
million?
bet you whatever you want.
No,
He'll get 60.
that?
No, 50 is different than 60.
You want to bet
Those guys are getting 60.
Well,
50 is
not-
different than
Golf
60.
isn't. You want to bet he'll be in the
He's
same?
getting 56.
You want to bet he'll be in the same range? You want to bet?
What's the same range to you?
He'll be, to me, he'll make golf money.
And if he makes golf money, you want to bet the team that he's on is going to take a shit?
We'll see. You know what I think?
No, 49ers will give it to him.
49ers are going to give it to him 100%.
They'll
I
give
came
it
to
to
the
him.
realization.
That's a bad
I came to the realization.
It's perfect for
And we are.
it's perfect for that system.
We're
bro.
on it. Listen, we're on the
Eddie,
same.
it's perfect for that system, bro.
The point that I'm trying to make is, guys, like when I ask you guys, here, you know what? I have the perfect way to explain it. If I would have asked you, how do you feel about C.J. Stroud? Let's say C.J. Stroud had the numbers that Brock did last year, right? You would automatically say top 3 in the league, and nobody would be upset with you. With Brock, he put up the best numbers in the league, and then I ask you guys, where does he rank in the league? You say 7th. Not first.
Right.
And not second.
Right.
Why? Because you guys are giving credit to that system. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just giving it more credit than you are.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
No, and I give it a lot
That's
of credit.
literally all it is. I'm giving it more credit than you guys are because I seen him do it, and I seen Kyle Shanahan do it every step of the way. We're 10 years deep with Kyle Shanahan now. One thing is a guarantee. If he's going to be on the sideline, you're going to have a top 5 offense in the league. Regardless of the type of scheme that you have, regardless of the type of players that you have, regardless of whether you start inside with the run or whether you start with the pass like they did in Atlanta. It doesn't matter.
Listen, you know
They're
what?
going to have a top 5
But
offense
you know,
in the league.
I've come to the realization.
Hey, he's not lying.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's not wrong.
He's
the
100%
only difference
right.
is the amount of credit that we're giving to the system. I'm giving it more credit than you guys are. That's all it
I've
is.
come to the realization, and this is why I told you I grew Brock with those guys, with like Goff, Dak, Kirk. I've come to the realization outside of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league, meaning Patty, Josh, and Lamar, everybody else they depend on what's around them, and they depend on the offense systems that they're in. Because everybody else has limitations. They just do.
Brock does too.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though. That's why I just group those guys. They're all pocket quarterbacks, and some of them have a little bit more mobility than the others. But like I get what he's saying now, though. He just gives the system a little bit more credit. For me, I just look at it like we might be giving the system too much credit. We just might. Again.
But you might not be getting it enough, too.
Yeah, we might.
possible.
We're
No,
the same.
I'll give it as enough, just not too much.
Hey, listen, but but it's not crazy for me to say it out loud, though. Like, it's just not. He's in that group of quarterbacks.
I know, but Yeah.
He just, I mean, he just.
No, he is.
Because he puts up better numbers than those guys. And then when you come and tell me,
Ah,
and then you
no,
guys haven't ranked behind him.
Dak had similar numbers, similar numbers as him.
Similar. But,
Yeah,
but then I ask you about Dak and Brock, and you're going to have Dak.
You know what's so funny about those three guys? Like when you talk about Brock, Goff, and Dak, okay, we've all seen those guys in completely different situations.
Yeah.
We've seen them either with elite play callers and great weapons, or to the other side. We haven't seen with Brock yet, right? But the whole point is, though, is like, yeah, I've seen what Goff is without all of that support around him. Even with Sean McVay, he didn't have a lot of weapons. Like, like McVay was looking the other way, trying to find other quarterbacks, right? Same thing with Dak. When Dak doesn't have,
You don't credit Jared Goff as much, though, bro.
No, I do. I think he's a top 10 quarterback.
They went to the Super Bowl that 1 year, man.
No, he did. But
Yeah.
again, though, he was Brock Purdy that year, essentially, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I would take Goff over Brock. I'm just saying he's in that group. He's just in that.
You think
group.
Brock is better than Baker Mayfield in your heart of hearts? You believe he's a better quarterback than BakerMayfield?
Tough. Very tough question.
But I think
toss it up.
I think Baker's in that group.
I can toss
that's
it
a
up.
big group then, bro. What do you have, 12 to 15 all
No,
the
like
same group?
I've always been about this. In my top 5 QBs, the rest of them are interchangeable to me.
It can't be interchangeable from 20 to 50.
Not 20 though, but like what's Baker in your guys' eyes? A top? Like I think Baker
12, 13?
I think Baker is better than Tua.
Yes, I also
Yeah.
agree.
You know what I'm
okay
saying?
with that.
But like those guys, like they're just interchangeable for me. They just are. I mean, guys, like I love golf.
I'm taking Baker over Brock, though.
Me too. I am too.
But are you calling me?
I'm not calling
you
you
calling
crazy
me
for
that
not doing
crazy?
it. For not doing
And
it.
can
No.
you-
In Tampa, I'm calling you crazy. In the San Francisco system, maybe you're not crazy. But
But are you
Tampa, I'm
calling me
you
dead
nuts.
crazy though?
I
can
mean,
you?
I
don't know.
that could
in
work.
Tampa, I'm calling you nuts.
That could work. No, I'm talking about in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, yeah, it's already a toss-up. It can be. I'm taking Baker, but it can be.
I'm
a
just
toss-up.
saying, like that's what I am with the Brock thing. It depends on who I'm arguing with. Because if you're gonna sit here and say that he's trash, then
He's not
I'm
trash.
a shred you. I just am.
Who?
Whoever it is, like
Brock?
if you're gonna call Brock,
I call him the same way that you talk about Brock, depending on who you're talking to, is how I talk about him. If you're gonna sit there and call him a top 4 quarterback in the league, I'm gonna call him trash.
Yeah.
Because he's closer to trash than he is to 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's not top 5. no.
That's the whole point that I'm trying to.
He's not top 5.
My point is that what I did with Brock, I felt like was the most fair thing you could do with Brock, is to say yes, bro. He's doing his job. He's in a great system, and he's doing his job. That's.
Yeah.
What else can you say about him? But the problem is when you guys took it a step too far and started saying, yeah, he could be a top 7 quarterback in the league, and I'm like, bro, no, he's not on the same stratosphere as Justin Herbert, who some guys have at 6 or 7.
I don't know if he isn't yet.
Oh my God, guys!
I don't
Justin
know.
Herbert in San Francisco is a straight dynasty.
Hey, no,
That's a dynasty.
Hey, we're not gonna get it twisted. No. Herbert,
Bro,
Herbert
when
would
we were
be-
talking about that conversation, Eddie, we were talking about last year, bro.
No, you weren't. You had Joe Burrow in there. Stop. I'm not going to give you the excuse anymore. Stop.
We're not doing this.
Stop.
Oh, wait, we're not doing this. We're not doing
Stop. We're
this.
talking about last year, but we had a guy in there who played 3 games.
Okay, hey, let's move on.
Stop.
Respect for Joe Burrow, for Joe Shiesty, but whatever.
Stop.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Okay.
so let's go to the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about. We've had a lot of like quarterbacks come back from the dead. Just
Literally.
real talk. We've had some guys that we basically seen that were almost out of the league, quarterback-wise, and now they're leading some of these teams with great numbers and a lot of wins. So I want to talk about 3 quarterbacks: Baker, Darnold, Geno. Who would you rather have between those 3 guys?
Oh.
I'm going Baker.
I don't even think it's a question.
I have always been a freaking Baker supporter, bro, from day one. Like, you talk about situations.
Oh, man.
Baker came into a team that couldn't win a game
Man.
and has won playoff. He has won playoff games with the Browns. I think he's won 2. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
He's beat the Steelers and he's beat the and he beat the Eagles last year.
Yeah.
That's what the Browns and that's what
Yeah.
Tampa.
Bucks. Yeah, one of
Like,
the Browns.
let's just call it the way it is. Like, everybody wanted to trash on him. The only time he's looked bad was with the Panthers. And you know what? Tom Brady would look bad with the freaking Panthers. Patty Mahomes would look bad. Joe Montana would look bad with the freaking Panthers.
Hey, watch it. Relax.
My whole point is I'm trying to say those Panthers are
Yeah,
fucking
they are
garbage.
bad.
Yeah,
No, they're
they're
bad.
bad.
I
You know what I'm
remember him
saying?
on Panthers, bro.
And he played
What
for like
year?
a quick second.
That wasn't that
It
long.
was 2 years ago. The year before when
Before Bryce?
yes.
I don't remember
Yes,
at all.
he played there, and then
Blanking.
you remember they cut him, and then he went for the Rams, and he
Played in the Rams, yeah.
he came off like 3 days of practice, and it led him to a win. The Rams.
Yeah.
It's Baker.
It's
No.
definitely Baker.
Yeah, it is
Hey,
Baker,
no
yeah.
disrespect to Darnold, they're doing their thing, and Geno, but I just think Baker could be successful in a lot of different places.
But what Darnold's doing now, Baker's been doing for 2 years now, though.
Let me ask you this:
You know what I
rank
mean?
them.
Ooh.
Baker number 1,
has to be
Darnold
Geno.
Darnold number 2,
No,
and Geno number 3.
No,
So you
no.
just took a guy. Okay, man.
No,
I'm done.
no.
I'm done with
To be
you.
honest with you, I was gonna go with Geno like over Baker, but
What?
It's to me that's more the conversation than
bro, Geno's
We're gonna
good.
take a guy that was about to be out of the league last year, and after 4 weeks, put him over
He-
Baker
before-
and
before-
Geno.
Geno was almost out of the league too.
But
before the
Geno
league,
for
no,
4 or
bro.
5
What are
years
you
now
talking
has
about?
been a listen.
Hey,
You know what Geno
I
was?
Seattle
I
hasn't
wrote
had
him off, and I'm not writing back.
Hey,
I don't give a
you know what's
fuck.
crazy about Geno? Let me tell you what's crazy about Geno. To me, there's a Geno Smith line in the NFL. Is this quarterback good? If he's under Geno, no, he sucks. And if he's over Geno, he's decent. It's the Geno Smith line.
I like Geno.
He's
I
the
like
most,
Darnold.
I like Geno.
and I mean this actually in a good way. I don't mean it in a negative way. He's the most mediocre quarterback in the league. He's the most average quarterback in the league. He's legit the most average.
He didn't
If
look
you
average
start
at all.
raking quarterbacks,
He's at 15.
He's 16 or 17.
six, yeah.
Like he's the most average quarterback in the league, bro. It's crazy.
We shit on Darnold before the game.
seen enough
The
of
season
Darnold.
even started.
4 weeks.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, Hetty though.
Hey,
passing
wait.
touchdowns.
Tell me what's the
yards.
difference between him
I-
and Tom
I
Brady?
understand.
What's the difference between them, though?
I understand
Before
that.
I fucking-
But I didn't go
chill
look
out.
at Geno's numbers for the
Oh
last
no,
few years.
I'm
bro.
with Geno. I like
Right,
Geno.
and DK Metcalf ain't Jettas. You know, Jackson Smith and Jigba might be
I
Jordan
think
Addison.
that.
But like, you know,
I think that Darnold on the Seattle Seahawks, bro.
Well,
Metcalf would be a lot happier.
okay, so now Sam Darnold is Tom Brady now.
Seattle's 3-1.
Hey, I could get.
Hey, Caleb, it's only 4 weeks. Relax on the guy. Sam Darnold, he's number 3 in the
man.
league. What?
Hey, Geno, to me, when I watch him, he's just plain as rice, bro. That's just my problem with him. Like, I don't know.
He's playing his rice?
His game is so vanilla.
Basic.
Oh,
Like,
playing as rice.
playing.
I thought you said he's playing as rice. I was like, what's rice?
He's plain as a rice, bro. And that's
I like Geno, man. What's wrong with Geno?
Hey, listen.
So Baker, Darnold, Geno.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, no, they're not interchangeable. I can interchange Geno, Baker, Darnold. No. Yes, I can.
What can you do?
You could interchange. So you're basically
You
saying
can-
that you take
No,
Geno.
I'm taking Baker, but you can make an argument. I'm not gonna make.
You
the
can.
argument. You can make the argument
can.
that Geno, Baker, Darnold.
You can.
I just
Out of all of them, the better pocket passer obviously is Darnold. But
No, he's
I-
not.
yeah, he is.
No, Geno's pretty good in the pocket.
Yeah, but Darnold is.
No, Darnold. He was about to be out of the league last year. It was last.
no, I'm
it was
comparing-
last
I'm
year.
comparing.
Do you want to know the truth? We don't know about Darnold yet.
We don't.
We don't know.
So, okay, but we
but
know
we
about
know
other
about
guys.
Geno, though.
That's what I'm
We know about something about Geno, and we know that boy was about to lose his job to Lock. Drew Lock last year.
That's not.
No, but that's what I'm just trying to say.
Numbers are numbers.
Uh,
Speak for themselves.
Give me
Drew-
a question.
who's Drew
Yeah,
Lock?
exactly. Here's
speak
my
for
thing
themselves,
about this. Do you know why you can't interchange Baker and Geno?
Why?
Because Geno doesn't walk into that Cleveland situation that early and do what Baker did.
No,
You
he
want to know
doesn't.
how I know? Because he tried to walk into the Jets situation. He fell straight on his face.
Look at the
And then
Seattle
when he
situation.
finally had one good game on Monday night, oh, man, don't write me off. Nobody wrote me back. Or whatever the fuck he said, man.
When was this?
I remember when he beat Seattle, when Russell went over there and he did a post game and he had that
When Geno beat Denver?
yeah.
Oh.
And he was like, what did he say? They
wrote me off.
they wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
They
Hey,
did.
but listen.
Oh,
I mean,
they wrote back.
No, but listen, man. I mean, no, Geno. Honest to God, Geno doesn't deserve his flowers. He does, bro. He's a regular quarterback. You know what Seattle's gonna do every year? They're gonna win 9-10 games, and he's gonna be an average quarterback.
Literally.
And they're gonna be an average team.
Winning season.
But you know what? And sometimes that could put you in hell because you're not bad enough to where you draft high.
Literally.
You're not good enough
You
where you
want
can
to know
get
what
anywhere.
we say
bro.
about Seattle all the time? How many times have I sent you guys a message? You guys are probably so you guys don't even read it anymore at this point. How many times have I said, man, if Seattle had a quarterback, that team could be dangerous, bro.
I was on DK for
You were.
last year. You guys shit on me like, oh, DK. DK
But
is
you were trying to say that he was better than
He's
some of
such a
these
bad.
dogs.
He's such a bad route runner, bro.
Yeah, he is.
He's
better
so
than who?
bad.
I mean, you were saying like he was
I
like.
compared him that he was better than Diggs
But he's not better
last
than
year.
Diggs.
I'm taking him over
I think
Diggs.
he's better.
But
than
you know what the problem with him
I'm
and Diggs
taking
is?
him over
Diggs,
Diggs.
Diggs at 31 can still create more space and separation than DK can right now.
I'm still taking. I'm taking.
Watch-
DK.
All right, who
DK.
else though? Who are you taking over us?
Who else did
Are
I
you
say?
taking him over? Are you taking him over a guy like Nico Collins?
No.
Are you taking
This
him over
year, no.
Garrett?
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am, because I don't think Derek Garrett is
Yes.
that good. You're right. He's better than Stephon Diggs.
He's better than
Right now,
Stephon
he's
Diggs.
better
Yeah,
than
he's
Stephon
better.
Diggs.
He's better than
He's
Diggs,
just an
bro.
athletic
I
freak.
called that
He
last
is
year.
an athletic freak, but the problem is, I didn't like, he. And so the problem with that I find with DK is like the guys that are above him, it's not really a problem, but the guys above him all make their life easier on the quarterback. DK makes it harder on the quarterback sometimes.
If you
He's
don't
bad
have
at creating
if you don't
space.
have a quarterback who's comfortable with throwing the back shoulders
Yeah.
or a guy who has a really good arm to throw it down there,
Yeah.
then it's going to be really tough. Like you need to pair that guy with like a pocket quarterback who's comfortable with that.
But you need an accurate quarterback too, though.
Yeah, like
Because you're going to need to put
no,
up
listen,
that
him and Patty. You know they were trying to get him at one point.
That's an issue.
You know what I'm saying? Or him and you know.
Stafford.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Listen,
That's an issue.
we did shit on you, and I was unfamiliar with Metcalf's work. He can hoop.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, no,
He's
he can hoop, bro. Like at the end of the day.
He's top 10 wide receiver.
So
in the league.
we're all taking Baker.
Yes.
I'm taking Baker. Yeah. I'll
And
go
we
for
all-
that.
Baker, Geno, Darnold.
So we all think that Darnold's. I think Darnold's gonna be better than Baker, but it is what it is.
So you're not. So you're taking Darnold.
I know why. This next topic, you'll know why he's taking it.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come right back into it.
Yes, sir.
Was that a good break for you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean,
You guys get a drink in, water bottle.
Excited to jump back on.
We all good?
we were straight.
Yes, we are.
All right. All right. Now that we talked about mid quarterbacks, good quarterbacks, I mean, let's just talk about it. We're talking about Baker, Darnold, and Geno. Those guys are mid at the end of the day. I do want to ask you guys a question. What do you guys prefer, and which style do you like more? Do you like the style of the new era quarterbacks or the throwback QBs?
What way are you asking?
Who do you think are better?
Better?
Yeah, what QBs do you think are better?
Well,
What I mean when I mean old versus new, I mean so the olds are the Toms, the Bens, the Breezes, the Rivers, the Elis, the who am I missing?
the A-Rods.
No, A-Rod's is a new quarterback.
A-Rod is somewhat kind of new.
a new
Well,
style
he's both.
No, but he started the wave of the new
Yeah,
style. He's
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
a new style quarterback, 100%.
Really?
Versus the
100,000%.
guys like
Lamar, Petty, Josh, like those look.
Burrow's kind of throwback, but of those, so the dual threat versus that pocket QB. What quarterback do you think is better?
The dual threat. Like, naturally, the dual threat is going to be better. Because if you could do more on the field, naturally, you're going to be better. I prefer watching dual threat more anyways. But, like, who's better, the question is which style I prefer more. It's the mobile one. If you're asking what crop is better, that crop is better right now because it's still too early to tell what these guys end up being. Like, it's hard to compare Drew Brees to Josh Allen. Let's wait.
Very hard.
You can't compare 5 years to almost 20.
I just think with the dual threat, it's like, it's more. You have better odds of getting hurt more than the actual regular pocket passing quarterback. They don't win as much.
So I'm kind of with you because I'm like both sides of it. So the dual threat wins with less because they're able to do more on the field.
Right.
But if you look at the Super Bowl winners, whoever's even in there, so like it's either been Tom or it's been Patty. You get those off years. The reason why Patty is winning so much is because he has that throwback in him too. Because he's more of a thrower than he is a runner.
1,000%.
Like when he runs, he's running to throw. He's not running to run, right? So I think that the dual threat quarterback is better, but I think that the old style QB is better for winning.
Wait, one second.
Yeah.
When we say mobile, we're not just talking about leaving the pocket and getting out of there.
I mean, but that's what dual threat is. It's just you're doing both.
No. This is what I mean by that. It's like when you said Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not going to kill you with his feet. The problem is you can't blitz Aaron Rodgers.
No.
The blitzes don't work on him. And it's the same thing with Pat. Pat is not he's good in the pocket. He's really good in the pocket. He's not a pocket thrower. What makes Pat so dangerous is, I've said it 100 times, it's when he can leave the pocket and can bomb it 80 yards downfield off his back foot is what makes Patrick Mahomes. It's the creativity in the pocket.
Yeah.
It's the creativity leaving the pocket. That's
Right.
what we see Josh doing. The throw that Josh made, I don't know if you guys remember,
Yeah,
against
that
that Ravens
that.
game. That crop of quarterbacks,
Can't do that.
none of them could do that. None of them can make that throw. None of them can make that happen. Every single one of those quarterbacks, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, whoever it is, and I'm not saying Josh Allen's Tom Brady, but I'm saying any one of those quarterbacks, that's a sack for loss. That's a sack for loss.
A
You understand what I'm saying?
million percent.
So when we say dual, I'm not talking Lamar. Sometimes I think we get it confused. We think Lamar is dual. That's not what I mean.
No.
I mean, like, I can come out of the pocket 5-10 yards horizontally and throw it across the shoulder off my back foot, which those old crop of guys couldn't do that.
They couldn't do that, but they didn't need to do that though.
Well, they didn't need to do it because, well, one, they couldn't do it, so they learned something that a lot of these guys can't.
1,000%.
And that's just, let me get the ball out of my hands.
Exactly. But that's exactly what they all won. All those pocket passing quarterbacks won.
Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind right now. Where was Tom Brady drafted? What round?
The ninth round, the 7th round?
7th round.
Yeah.
Those guys won because they always got drafted to a team, the majority of them, who had a good structure in place defensively. The quarterback didn't need to do much. Nowadays, the team could be downrun. Could be a bad defense and a bad offense and a bad system. And these guys are so fucking good. They're like, you know what? It's fine if we're bad at all levels. If we get this guy, we'll be okay because he can cover our tracks better. Jayden Daniels. You can plug him in Washington, even if they don't have a great offensive line, even if they don't have great weapons. Because guess what? If I blitz him, it's a double-edged sword.
1,000%.
I can't blitz him because he's going to get out of it. And I can't play over the top because he's going to beat my defensive line that way.
That's why I agree, and that's why I think that the new era quarterbacks are better. But the quarterbacks that have both, a little bit of both, are the ones that are elite. If you're too much of one of them, then if you're too much of a pocket quarterback and you can never escape, then it's really hard for you to win. Unless you're Tom Brady, because that's just Tom Brady. But if you're a guy that the first thing that you think is I got to run out of this pocket, or when they run out, they escape and they're never looking downfield and thinking about running, well, that's also why some of these guys don't win too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit both. I think the quarterbacks right now are better because, like I started off with, they know how to do more with less because they have more capabilities on the field. When I was thinking about when we were talking about this subject and doing this, I also thought, though, I feel like, so the defenses, I don't think the defenses got worse these days. I think that the rules changed and it adjusted the way people had to play defense, right? I wonder, because I feel like now offense coordinators are more advanced and they know how to do more. They didn't know what to do with guys that were dual threat back in the day. I would love to see Vic in his prime now.
Vic had Andy Reid though, bro. Like he had an offensive
before Andy
line.
Reid, he was with the Falcons though. But Vic in his prime, like don't forget when he was with Andy Reid, that was after he came back from prison. Like I think that Vic, I think Vic's won a Super Bowl. Like Vic's somebody that we don't talk about. Like that's who Lamar is. I'm sorry, he has an MVP. I apologize. And he's been to some NFC championships. Like Vic was no bum. Like maybe they didn't know how to use those guys to their full because they had never seen something like that. And when they did see, they thought something was wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like people would always say, "Oh, stop running stop." We were all like that at one point. Stop running. You got to throw the ball. You got to throw the ball.
But still, no running quarterback has ever won yet.
There hasn't been a lot of running quarterbacks. I want to make that very clear.
There hasn't been a lot of great running quarterbacks.
When we say running quarterbacks, let's define running quarterbacks.
Mobile quarterbacks. Mobile quarterbacks.
They've won though. Like Aaron Rodgers has 2. Patrick Mahomes has 3. Aaron Rodgers.
So I think there's 2 ways to look at the mobile quarterback. This is how I look at it. Maybe I'm dumb and maybe I'm not. I look at there's a quarterback that runs to throw, and there's a quarterback that runs to run. In my mind, Patty's a quarterback that escapes and runs to throw. Josh, I think he's the same way as Patty. I think Lamar runs and escapes to run. And I think that's why sometimes it hurts Lamar in the playoffs, too. That's why his completion percentage outside of last year has always been down. That's the way I look at it. Like, A-Rod is a mobile quarterback that runs to throw. So when he's, escaping, he isn't looking to go upfield. He's looking downfield and slinging it. That's the way I look at it. We haven't seen a quarterback like Lamar win the Super Bowl yet.
I know, but again,
there hasn't been anybody like him. A ton of guys like him.
True, but also again, you say he runs to run. He runs because nobody can run like him. It's a lot more effective than any of those guys trying to run. That's number one. Number two, in the playoffs, it goes down because defenses play Lamar saying, "Hey, go get your 100 rushing yards. I don't care." But we're not going to let you do is get 300 throwing and 80 rushing and 4 complete touchdowns, 4 total touchdowns in a game like he does in the regular season. The problem with the mobile quarterbacks you guys are talking about, like Patrick Mahomes, he's had a Tyreek Hill on his team, right? Aaron Rodgers has had a Devontae Adams on his team. These mobile quarterbacks, like Josh Allen, say what you want, he's played with Stephon Diggs. The problem with Lamar is when defenses tighten up in the postseason and they let Lamar run and they play tight coverage, and his wide receivers can't get open, the only thing he's left to do is run. It's a double-edged sword with guys like that.
I get that.
You understand what I'm saying? Like every mobile quarterback, it's undeniable. Every mobile quarterback, all of them have played with better wide receivers than
We'll leave Patty out of it because Patty's done it with and without, right? Everybody else, I get it. They all run to the
But
same
even without, he's had a wide receiver. I mean, Travis Kelce's a wide receiver.
Well, I mean, but that's a tight end, right? But I mean, before Mark Andrews became washed, he had Mark Andrews and
But
last.
Mark Andrews isn't Travis Kelce, bro.
I get that, but last year their best wide receiver and the year before that was Rasheed Rice, and he was comparable to like Zay before he broke out this
He
year.
was, but he had Travis Kelce on his team in the playoffs.
But he had Mark Andrews and he had Likely.
Mark Andrews and Likely are not Travis Kelce.
I know that, but we're making it seem like Lamar didn't have guys to throw the ball to.
No, I said he's had the worst one from all the mobile quarterbacks. That's what I've said.
Like a wide receiver core.
Wide receiver core.
You can what's called like who's
But
his best players as well? Marquise Brown.
I still think
he's
that
played with Marquise Brown. Marquise
you know
Brown
what
is
I
Zay
think
Flowers.
though? Like I didn't want to turn this into a Lamar verse. I think that Lamar in the playoffs when he plays elite defenses, I think he's easier
to guard.
I think defensive coordinators. I think he's easier to plan against than a guy like Josh.
What are they doing differently in the regular season versus postseason with Lamar?
I'm talking about the playoffs.
What are they doing differently from regular season to postseason with Lamar? What are defenses doing different? Like, why is he so hard to guard in the regular season? So easy to guard.
I think that when they play those elite defenses, right, they're telling him that so they're either spying him with a linebacker, so he's not able to run the ball. I bet
they're doing that in the regular season, though.
I think no, but it's different when you're playing a regular season team who isn't elite or doesn't have a great defensive scheme. And you don't have the personnel to do it, right? Like the Kansas City Chiefs have the personnel to do it, or they have the scheme, right? They have a guy like Chris Jones, right? But they do the same thing with Lamar. They do the same thing with Josh. My thing is, I think with Lamar, when he gets in the playoffs, and teams have the personnel to spy him, and they say, hey, we're not gonna let you escape every single time and run, because I bet you his rushing guards in the playoffs.
They're higher in the playoffs.
Are they higher in the playoffs?
Yes, bro. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is you say that, but they play a team like San Francisco last year, who has all the personnel to spy him and shut his game down, and he absolutely tore them a new one, a brand new one. He went in San Francisco and snatched the MVP trophy from Brock.
It's hard. It's hard.
Lamar's such a mystery. Lamar's such a mystery for me.
It's a mystery, but it's really not.
Right.
Bro.
Literally,
it's what it is when your wide receivers can't get open, I'm gonna run the ball. What do you want me to do?
That game decided the MVP. Legit, that game decided that 49ers game versus the Ravens decided
this
the MVP.
Is by no means is not a
Lamar tore the 49ers a new one.
Listen, this is by no means this is not a Lamar. Again, I would take him second or third. You could interchange him and Josh, and it's just that there's just something weird about it, and I don't think it is the wide receiver thing. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is that when he gets in the playoffs. Last year was a different story. Last year he did what he did. He's playing against a great defense, and he has to duel with fucking Patty. That's a different story. Don't bring up we don't judge.
But he outplayed Patty though.
He outplayed him, but at the end of the day, they still.
No Mark Andrews.
We're just keep the Patty thing out of it, right? Like we've seen him lose to like the Titans before. We've seen him lose to other teams, like
in the playoffs.
Yes,
he's had some bad losses in the playoffs.
It's the thing with Josh though. It's just kind of a mystery sometimes. It's just confusing sometimes.
It's not the mystery though. But that's what we're saying is like these teams. Like, this Bills team isn't as good as maybe any Saints team that Drew Brees has played on.
Yeah.
Like, what Josh has to do for this Bills team is a lot more than Drew Brees ever had to do for that Saints team.
Bro, the new era quarterback is just not
But that's the problem, though. It's not a mystery. That's what it is. These teams aren't as good. These teams aren't as good as the teams before them were, but they cover it by getting a dual-threat quarterback, by saying it's fine. I can take off right now for 40 yards. It's fine. Like, it's okay if nobody's getting open.
To be honest with you, even with like the excelled personnel, the excelled like the offensive coordination, I can't see a Lamar. I can't see people outside the pocket won't win a Super Bowl, if that makes any sense.
But Patrick plays outside of the pocket, guys.
Barely though, bro.
But the majority of his game is outside of the pocket. Go back and watch these Super Bowls. I promise you, he's not taking a full snap, going back 2-3 yards. And letting it go. He's not doing that. That's not what's happening.
But he doesn't win.
But we got to take
outside the pocket.
To be able to do that, you have to have a great.
We got to take Patty out of it. What I'm trying to say is like when we talk about guys like Patty and guys like Tom, they just figure out a way to do it. Like,
do you prefer Tom's style or Pat's style?
I prefer
because that's what this boils down to.
I prefer Pat's style only because when a guy can't escape, what happened? Like against the Giants, it hurt him.
Right.
Against other teams, I didn't. Like Tom just got the ball, rid of the ball. But against a team like the Giants, who had a really good defensive line, and they just pushed him interior, it helped him. Now, I think in my head, what if Tom could roll out and like throw the ball?
Then he would have had 9.
You know what I mean? Like that's the difference.
10.
When I do this new era versus the old guys, it's the new era. They're better, but what if we just did it without even having Tom and Patty in this? Like, why is a guy like Lamar better than Big Ben? Why is a guy like Josh better than Breeze? Well, it's just simple. They just do more on the field.
They do more on the field. I get it, but you like 1 second, but you're not gonna win like that. You're really not gonna win like that. You want to go back through like the past 20 Super Bowls? There hasn't been.
The only guy was Russ, but he also had LOB.
You keep saying Russ, but Russ was consistently thrown for almost 4,000 yards.
What are you talking? No, bro. Russ wasn't a mobile quarterback. Wasn't as mobile as
But
these
he's
quarterbacks.
also,
is.
he was considered like one of the first.
He wasn't
get
a
it.
running quarterback though. Like he was.
He's more of a runner than.
But you
Patty
say
is.
we never had. Like,
He is more of a runner.
Yeah.
But
we
like,
never had those guys. I mean, we had Mike. We've had McNair. We've had McNabb. All these guys were
Who'd they run into?
mobile quarterbacks. But
That's the
they
problem.
don't win. But it doesn't
that's the
work.
problem, though. Like,
it doesn't work.
But what if
Hakeem.
they didn't have these like high-end goals? You're having a feeling about something. Where you got to say?
because like it doesn't work because like who's the best wide receiver Mike Vick ever played with?
I don't
I don't
remember.
know. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
ago,
it's
but
been a
you
while.
realize, but I'm sure he played with
Talking
somebody.
about who's the best wide receiver that Drew Brees has played with?
Colson.
Thomas.
You see how you can think of him right away, but I asked
No,
you
but
Mike
we
Vick,
were-
and you
we're-
can't.
we were-
Who's the best wide receiver that McNair has played with, for example?
I don't know. It was too
Steve
long
Smith?
ago. I couldn't. No, McNair didn't.
But the point that
he
I'm
did.
guys, the point that I'm trying to make is who's the best wide receiver Peyton Manning played with? That we know right away. Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, right away we can name them out.
I understand that,
Because
but we were like more into football than
No, fuck that. The point that I'm trying to make is like all these guys that you're about to name right now. You're gonna go step by step. I take a perfect guy. I take Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Right. I take Cam Newton. You're gonna call me crazy. You're gonna call me nuts and insane. Maybe Drew Brees doesn't take that Panthers team to a Super Bowl.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it could get you far, but the problem is it's a double-edged sword with those guys. With guys like Cam, with guys like Josh, with guys like Lamar. The double-edged sword is their teams aren't supposed to be that good. If you look at everything else around them, it's not supposed to be that good, but it is that good because of how mobile they are and the dual threat that they combine with everything.
1,000%.
Can I ask you?
And then you look at them and you're like, oh, why is this team really good? And then all of a sudden they fall off the face of the earth. It's because originally they weren't that good to begin with. They just cover a lot of holes through 18 weeks.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yes.
Because you made a really good point, and I've always thought about this though, and I don't think anybody has the answer except for the GMs. All right, so bring up some of these like really mobile quarterbacks that
Right now?
really like the runners.
right now.
Like, just
When you
guys,
say running, I think Lamar.
That's all
Lamar, I think
Josh.
of guys like
Josh,
Cam,
Cam,
Josh,
Murray.
Kyler Murray,
Murray. Who else?
Jaden for right now.
Jayden. Even like historically,
Justin
like,
Fields, Mike
Justin
Vick,
Fields,
Donovan McNabb.
You know, Mike Vick. You think about all those guys, and anytime you brought up one of these really mobile guys, none of them consistently had elite wide receivers. None of them did. But is that coincidence,
No, it's not.
or is that because when the GM is putting together a team, they're looking at it like, okay, let's build
around them.
what fits his playing style, which it's not a bad thing or a good thing. Let's put together a good offensive line, a good running game, and let's build a really good defense, because that's what wins, time of possession. And we won't go waste our money on a high-end wide receiver because it's more than likely that our guy's not going to stay stuck in the pocket. Is that coincidence that it's always been like that? Because we're naming all these like elite mobile quarterbacks, and none of them have these elite wide receivers. But why? Is it every guy just none of these play with good wide receivers?
No, it's because like the GM is sitting back and saying we don't need it. Like for right now, we don't need it because he doesn't need to create 5 yards of separation every single time for him to get him the ball, number one.
Is he not
like
needed?
someone like Lamar doesn't get enough credit for how good of a thrower of the football he is. When you watch Lamar sit in a clean pocket and make throws, he makes throws that not a lot of guys in the league can make.
You're right.
With him being super mobile. Same with Josh Allen. It's the
no,
same
yeah.
exact thing.
They don't-
Josh is a little different because we gave him an elite one. We tried it with an elite one. He ran into Pat. Pat is a guy whose team was able to give him a great defense and give him weapons. And the first time a mobile quarterback had the best of both worlds, a dynasty was started. And I'm not saying those guys are Pat, but I'm saying the first time a mobile quarterback, you gave him a really good defense, you gave him good coordinators, he has one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the league, and you gave him the weapons, it became a dynasty.
You know what I believe too? I think like okay, let's just say Patrick Mahomes never existed. I think we'd be talking about Josh or Lamar being that guy.
We definitely would be, bro.
And if Tom Brady never existed, we'd be talking about Peyton or Big Ben being
100%.
one of those guys.
More mobile quarterbacks.
So, like, what I don't want to do, because it is what it is, you know, Tom is head and heels better than every one of those quarterbacks in his class, and so is Patty. It's the reason why they win, even when he took away Tom's best wide receiver, he still excelled. Even when he took Patty's best wide receiver, they still excelled.
Head and shoulders?
I think that they're head and shoulders over. Yeah, I do. Look, here's what
I think they're better, but I also think they're in much better situations. They're better.
They're in much better.
And they're much better. It has to be that to be good.
But when your GM walks up to you and says, you know what, hey Pat, I'm gonna get rid of Tyreek for you. You're gonna figure it out. Or hey Tom, Randy, I don't even like you with Randy. I know you throw him 50 touchdowns, and they don't miss a beat. They actually like look better. Because you know what it is. Every time they took away their best wide receivers, they said, all right, we'll go invest in the defensive end.
No. Every time they got rid of the wide receiver, they either had or went and got the best tight end that ever
The
played
best
football.
tight end or they stayed investing on the defensive end.
But with Tom and Pat is an interesting conversation because like they didn't play with wide receivers, but they played with tight ends that had over 1,000 yards receiving. Like you're as a receiver, if you have over 1,000 yards, you're Mike Evans.
Yeah. No, I get
Like,
it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they didn't like Tyreek. It's different with Pat because he actually played with Tyreek and won a Super Bowl doing it. But then, okay, they lost Tyreek, cool, but like we still had one of the best defenses in the league and
Travis Kelce.
The only
potentially
guy,
the best target in the league
I
in the
think that
postseason.
we went off topic. Tom, the only guy that I see in that era of football that you can replace Tom with and have at least like 4 to 5 rings, I think it's either Manning or maybe A-Rod. I think that...
I'll give the slighter edge to A-Rod.
You think so?
I'd give the slighter edge to A-Rod.
I think
like
Payne
you said,
would
A-Rod was basically,
Yeah, I think
was
Payne-
basically dual threat.
I think Payne would be cool too. I think he would still do what he does, right? Because I mean, Payne was great in the pocket and he was great of getting rid of the football. I think now the only guy that I think that you would be able to replace Patty with, and they still go to, what has he got, 4 Super Bowls? I mean, he's been to 4, won 3. I think the only guy that you could switch in with the playing style, I think, would be Josh. I don't know if he would have 3, but I think that's the only guy right now. That's nothing.
I think Lamar has 1 or 2 though.
It's not nothing against Lamar. It's just about the playing style that
I know,
they would
but
play.
if you
they would adjust, but no, Lamar would get 1. But I say like who would look similar?
Josh would look similar.
It would be Josh. It's no dig on Lamar.
But if you take both of those guys and put them on Baltimore, I don't know if Baltimore gets better. It's situational. Football is always situational, bro. Like, we can do that. We can say all that, but I think you're tripping. I think Lamar and Kansas City wins 2 or 3.
Chad,
Not 3, but like maybe he doesn't win that last one. But he wins the first 2.
I'm thinking the regular pocket passing quarterback. Man.
Chad, who do you think is better? You guys like the pocket quarterback, the old style quarterback, or the new era? Let us know, baby. Let us know.
I'm taking the pocket pass because you were on that boat for a hot ass minute, saying like I want my quarterback just to stay in the pocket and not run, just to stay in the pocket.
I do love I do. But when we talk about who's a better
I get
quarterback,
it.
like just better, like who just.
Let me jump in. You know what he likes that better for? For average guys. Because if you're an average guy and you have feet, yes, you're very limited. You're very, very limited. Because what are you? You're Justin Fields.
1,000%.
No, but I'm serious though. I'm serious. Like if you're a very average thrower of the football, maybe below average, and you have great feet, you're Justin Fields. But if you're a very good thrower of the football and you have feet, you're Lamar Jackson, you're Josh Allen, you're Patrick Mahomes.
You're right.
He likes it for the average guy.
Yeah.
He likes it for the average quarterback. If we're talking, if you take the 10th best quarterback, if you're the 10th best quarterback in the league and you can either be a runner or a pocket passer, he wants him to be a pocket passer. as the 10th best quarterback in the league.
I'm taking the pocket passer, man.
Because think about it. Like, who's the best pocket passer in the league right now?
The actual pocket passer.
It's Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And he's not better than any three of those guys. Even barring age, forget age, he's not better than any three of those guys.
No, you're right.
So,
All right, we talked a lot of football. We talked a lot of football. Let's move to basketball. I wanted to talk to you guys about the big trade that happened. Shocker trade, actually. The Knicks and the Wolves trade. We had Cat go to the Knicks, Randall go to the Wolves. Who won that trade?
Randall and DiVincenzo. Don't
that was the
forget
bigger piece.
That was the
Who won that
piece.
trade?
Knicks.
I'm going Wolves. I'm going that trade.
I'm going with the Knicks, but the Wolves are not losers. That's just the way I look at it.
You couldn't, to be honest with you. I know it was two players to one player. It was basically like kind of even.
It was, but that's how I agree with him. But I just flip it.
Yeah,
I don't think the Knicks lost.
So wait, you think that the clear? Do you have a clear winner though?
No.
There's no. Yeah, it's
clear
like
When
if I were to choose, I choose the Knicks because like Cat is better than Randall and DiVincenzo.
I don't know if he's a better I don't know if he's better as a mix of those two.
Did DiVincenzo play with Randall? I don't think they played.
The problem is with DiVincenzo. This is the issue why I go towards the Wolves. Okay. First of all, the Knicks last year did all of that without either of them, without Randall or Cat. Right?
True.
So you plug it in a 20 to 25 point scorer. It shouldn't hurt you. Right? It shouldn't hurt you. But go back and watch how important DiVincenzo was for that team. Go back and see how much of a cultural fit and piece he was in New York. And say what the fuck you want, bro. In locker rooms, that shit matters, bro.
1,000%.
That shit matters. Say what you want about Randall. Randall's a fucking dog.
A dog.
He's a dog, bro. And you know what he went to a team of? Dogs, bro. So, and
he just didn't
DiVincenzo is a dog. And they went to a team, like, so that's why I'm saying for me, like, cultural fit-wise, Timberwolves did a better job in that trade. But obviously, New York, bro, you had a 25-point scorer with your roster, and can't hurt.
You remember how we kept on telling you about the Knicks and the Knicks? Oh, they're doing this without Randall. You're like, I don't know how good they would be once Randall comes back.
It's
because of how much he wants the ball.
Bro, it's so funny.
But you add fucking Cat. That's even worse than that.
It's different though. So it was funny. If this trade never would have happened, I was going to tell you guys that I thought the Knicks were going to flop this year. And by flop, I just didn't. I thought they were like a flash in the pan, and they were more hype than they were substance. Because Brunson isn't Brunson when Randall's out there. And let me tell you, because Randall is a ball stopper. And for Brunson to be who Brunson is, he needs to have the ball in his hands. And they spread the floor, and they run that system. I think the Knicks are winners because they got rid of Randall, who's a ball stopper, and they went and got Cat, who in that system can just be a pick and pop guy for them, right? He's not going to be a guy that demands the ball and dribbles, takes a bad shot once in a while. Like Randall's a dog, but Cat can actually stretch the floor. Like he's one of the best shooting big men.
So is Randall, though.
But he's not a three-point shooter.
Yes, he is.
He's
as
good as.
Yes.
He's not as good as Cat, though.
No, not as good as Cat, but like volume-wise, he's
he
up
is.
there.
No, he
He's
turned around
the
the past 2 years.
I just feel like
Randall
Randall's more of a ball stopper than Cat.
He is.
On the flip side, though, you guys know how I feel about Cat.
You hate Cat.
Not that I hate him. Cat can't be your second option. You can't depend on him on a championship team. And they looked at it as if they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him what they were paying him. But why else did they trade him? Why else did the Wolves trade him?
Hey, that Knicks team is going to be loaded, bro.
No, but like, think about it. Yeah, but
He
why?
might not be the second option on that team, though.
On what?
On New York. Mikal Bridges
Randall?
might
No,
be
but
the
that's what I'm
second
trying to say, though. But Cat, but that's why not having Cat to have to be the obvious number two, because they don't even play offense like that, right? On why did the Wolves trade Cat? Why did they get rid of a 25-point scorer? A guy that's young. It's because of what I've been telling you guys. Can't depend on him. When his shot's not going down and he's a brick on defense, you know what they said? They're like, we'll use Naz Reid. We think he's just as good.
I mean, last year in the playoffs, he played much better,
guys,
much
Hey,
better
they,
than
they just said we'll rock
Hey,
with
we
Nas
watched.
Reed.
Listen.
I
Me and you
know,
watched
bro.
every single Wolves game last year.
I know, but
I know. I'm not saying
Cat
it's better.
was putting up some numbers.
He was putting
in
up some
Denver,
numbers, but
bro.
Nas
Relax.
Reed, Nas. Okay,
But
he
hold
won him a
on.
game,
I'm
but
gonna
But
know
Hetty,
one
why
game.
else did they trade him though? Why else do you think they traded him? Real talk.
When is his? What's his contract situation?
He has a really big contract.
Does he?
Cat. Yeah. Randall just
How many years does Randall have on his?
Randall has one more year left.
And then that's why they did it.
They got rid of because they said, F that. Let's get out of this contract. And it was reports that the trading market for Cat, when they put him on it wasn't as big as they thought it was going to be. Cat's a really good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, though, when we talk about having to be the clear-cut second guy, I told you he's the D'Angelo Russell's of big men.
So I don't know if he's better than Julius Randle as a basketball player.
Really?
I don't
You're
know.
on that?
Yeah, I don't know.
He
I don't know
like
if
2
he's-
years ago. There's no way he was.
Well, even like in recent history, like before Brunson had this explosion, like Randall was the man on that Knicks team.
1000%.
And they weren't terrible. With Randall, it's different because we saw it in that Dallas series, and they lost in 5 to Dallas, a team that had no business losing in 5 because
Yeah.
we just saw them whoop Denver's ass. One of the issues that we saw in that series was outside of Ant, there wasn't a guy that could create his own shot. Say what you want about Cat,
Can't.
great offensive player. He needs to be set up a lot.
1000%.
He needs to be. He doesn't have a great post game. He doesn't have a great game going to the basket. He can for a big man really well, but he doesn't have a great one that's reliable. Randall is different in the sense that yes, he's a ball stopper, but sometimes that's not a bad thing.
You need it.
Like in the playoffs when these games get tight and defenses get tight,
Slow down the
and
ball.
it just comes down to like which one of our guys can create a shot for themselves. Randall does that to me better than Cat does.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we have 2 guys in Minnesota that can do that, and him. That's more dangerous as an offense now, and it's more dangerous for opposing defenses to cover now. To me, at least.
Potentially 3 with Dante in the playoffs. With
Dante's going to be a big role. His biggest role on that team is going to be 3 and D. He's going to be
Easy.
huge in the 3 and D.
Easy.
And you're pairing him with Jayden McDaniels now.
Yes.
And you're pairing him with Nas Reed.
Yes.
That team. Yeah. It's
I didn't
scary
see
in
no
the West.
loser in that trade. I just
No, there was
didn't.
no-
Pretty even.
I thought
was pretty even.
both teams got an addition by subtraction. So that was just kind of how I looked at it in different ways because of style. Just real talk.
It's gonna be
I
fun.
looked at Cat and Randall that way, but the fact that DiVincenzo was part of the deal is why I went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
think the
gonna-
Knicks just looked at it like, bro, we have too many guys now. Like, where are we going? They have a lot of dogs, bro. Like, where were they going to play all these guys? One of them was to come off the bench and was going to be DiVincenzo.
He was coming off the bench.
He
before
was
everybody
at
got
the
hurt.
time,
Yeah, he was coming off the bench.
All right. So week by week, we've been doing our all-timers. We did our centers. We did our power forwards. We did our small forwards. We're now going to do our top 5 shooting guards of all time. We're going to do it together, though. So this should be fun. Number 5. I had AI at number 5.
As did I.
Oh, wow. I had Clyde.
You had Clyde?
I had Clyde.
Nah, AI. You know, it was so funny. I was like thinking, is AI a point guard or is he a shooting guard?
He's played way more seasons as a shooting guard. So
He's considered a point guard, though, isn't he? No?
Most lists that people consider him a shooting guard. So I had to put him at 5.
That's fine. I'm
So we have,
cool with
we
that.
have AI at 5.
Yep.
Number 4, I had James Harden.
I have James Harden as well.
As did I.
Damn, okay.
As did I.
Oh, I want to see where this guy's list, because if you had Clyde taken out, you might have somebody else taken out of this. So I have D Wade at number 3.
I do it on
Exactly, D-Wade.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Oh, my bad.
doesn't
Never
have
mind.
AI.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad,
yeah,
my
yeah.
bad. All right, so D Wade. Yeah, D Wade number 3, clear. And then these last 2. I had Michael at number 2.
Come on, bro.
No, I have Bean. I have Bean number 2, greatest shooting guard, second greatest shooting guard.
The
of all
last
time.
2 aren't really a conversation.
And
And
then-
number 2, Kobe Bryant.
And then we had MJ number 1.
We're never gonna add Jerry West in that bitch, huh? At all? Wow.
I mean, man, listen, we were talking about the old era versus the new era. I mean, these guys, man. Listen, I'm not even the biggest fans of the playing styles of James and AI.
AI?
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of like that. I'm not a big ISO guy.
Why'd you get so shocked?
You don't like AI's game?
No, it was fun as hell to watch. But I'm talking about like for winning. For winning.
Hakeem.
Wait, hey, I'm
don't
not-
open this can of worms right now,
What am I-
bro.
what are you
Come
talking
on,
about?
bro. So look at that list right there.
Yeah.
Pay attention to it.
Okay.
Read it again.
Yeah, we got MJ, we got Kobe, we got D Wade, we got James Harden, and we got AI.
There's one guy on that list that could take that Philly team to the finals in 2001, and his name is AI.
No.
Yes.
I mean, if AI could do it, Michael could do
No,
it.
he can't.
Why?
Because I've seen him with a team like that 0-1 Sixers, and they got swept 3 years straight. He could have won a game. Could have won one game.
There isn't a guy that could take that 0-1 Sixers to the finals like AI did?
On that team, no, there is. On that 5, no, there is not.
Kobe can.
No, he can't, because I seen Kobe with Smush Parker and what he did. How much better is Eric Snow than Smush Parker, bro? How much better?
I mean, he took him to the
Who was in that?
He took him to the NBA Finals.
Yes, I mean, Kobe took Radmanovich to the NBA Finals.
No, he took Paul Gasol to the NBA Finals, and Lamar owed him to the NBA Finals.
Who was
Not
the AI's
Eric
second best
Snow,
player?
and rest in peace.
Who was?
Kevin Mutombo just passed. But
The
Yeah.
greatest defensive centers of all
Rest in
time.
They had Brand on that team, right?
who?
They had Brand,
No.
no?
You're thinking later. They had nobody on that team, bro. That team had Eric Snow and Kevin Mutombo.
Hey,
That was their pieces.
Can I ask you, because you would know this, though.
And McKee.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
but I would ask you this, though, because you would know
Ask
this,
me.
though. Who was their path to the finals?
I don't remember who they passed. I think they played New Jersey. If I'm not mistaken, they played New Jersey and maybe Indiana. Maybe.
Because I only bring that up.
Uh-huh.
I only bring that up because, you know, we brought up, like, Kobe and we brought up MJ. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, who did MJ have to run into it during those times? And who did Kobe have to run into?
100%.
When I think of...
Kobe didn't have to run into shit. He had to run into those fucking
Phoenix.
Phoenix teams. Those
I
Phoenix
mean,
teams were
but-
ass, bro.
Hey, Kobe, would you be shocked if you look back and you can say, damn, the Phoenix Suns would have been the best team that they ran into? Would you be shocked?
Yes, I'd be shocked, bro. But like, if you're gonna do that, if we're gonna discount now Allen Iverson, him taking
No,
that,
I'm not discounting.
No, I'm saying
it.
if we're gonna say like, oh, it's because of the competition he faced, then you got to discredit all of Shaq's and Kobe's dynasty rings
No,
because they all
1000%.
came against bad East teams.
I get that.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
AI is the real deal,
bro. He
bro.
grabbed the game off of him in game 1.
Dropped it. Is that
Like, yes, that's a
dropped
Ty
Ty
Lue.
Lue.
That he grabbed the game off of him, and he had 40 in that game. It's not like he walked in on accident and they squeezed one out.
He dropped
He
Ty
ripped
Lue.
their hearts out. Kobe had no answer for AI. He had zero answer for AI, bro.
He did have an answer.
So
Shaq.
The thing is with you're not lying. The thing with this list is I went because we went 5 greatest shooting guards of all time.
Now, better is different. That's all.
Because if we go better, as much as I hate to do this, the guy that we have number 3 on there is not going to be number 3.
No.
Wade won't be number 3 because AI is better than Wade as a basketball player to me, and so is James Harden. So those guys would be over Wade as for just talking basketball players. And I know what's coming. Oh man, he doesn't remember how great you. I remember how great you.
Oh no, I'm with you.
I remember how great he was, and I remember him getting to the free throw line 19 times a game in his first championship that he won. Not that it matters.
It
matters
does
a little.
matter. It does matter.
But I also, that team was like, people look at that Miami team and think, oh, Wade was carrying them. No, it wasn't.
Wade was kind of
Wade.
cooked at the end of that.
Shaq was kind of cooked, but like it was still Shaq out there. They still had Antoine Walker, who was coming off of a string of All-Star games, averaging 20. Like they had UD, they had Gary Payton.
So
It wasn't. They had Alonzo Mourning. Like it wasn't like a bad roster
Is
that
D
they
Wade
had.
a little? Is D Wade a little overrated?
Not at all. He's the 3rd greatest shooting guard ever. That's where he belongs. And I
Greatest.
think that's where most people have him.
Best.
I think
No, he's
that,
not the best. Allen Iverson.
No.
James Harden is a better basketball player than both of them.
I think that if LeBron James never went to Miami, he wouldn't be on this list.
No, he wouldn't be on the list. He
Not even
definitely
the
wouldn't
greatest
be on
one.
the list. He definitely wouldn't.
Because D Wade's body, when we talk about who's a bag of knees, he was a bag of knees, bro. His body fell apart, bro.
At the end, but like
Yeah.
throughout. Listen, if you, I promise.
And every time he's seen Kobe, he got his ass whooped.
I promise. Yeah,
got
but every
cooked.
time Kobe saw AI, Kobe had a rough night. But the point that well, are we gonna argue that now?
Oh,
too?
I didn't say nothing. He cooked
had a
MJ
rough night.
too.
He had a
I
rough
mean,
night.
fuck.
So with Wade, wasn't cooked by Kobe.
He got cooked.
Kobe always
He had to break his nose to try to stop
Kobe
him.
always
Come
had
on.
better teams than Wade, bro. When they were playing.
No,
each
we're
other.
talking about when
The
they
first
were,
time Wade got LeBron, it was done. Every time they played each
Yeah,
other.
you look at the fucking greatest player of all time.
But that's the point that I'm trying to make. Because if you gave AI LeBron and Chris Bosh, he doesn't end up with 0 rings, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? He just doesn't.
Says
He's a
it
better
doesn't.
all-around basketball player than him too, though.
Yeah.
He's a better shooter. He's better handle. He's better at getting to the rim, believe it or not. At his size,
Who D Wade? I mean,
AI. Like he's a better mid-range shooter. He's a better passer.
I would say D Wade gets better to the rim than him, man.
Maybe, but it's arguable at his size.
And then defensively, I mean,
the guy averaged 30 at 6 foot. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that was the truth, bro.
So, hey, you're clear on James Harden being a better player than D Wade? You're clear on
At their
that?
peaks,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Better.
Oh, yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm trying
with
to say. You're clear on that.
Name me the D Wade. D Wade's best year came in 2009 when he was challenging LeBron for the MVP. People thought he got robbed out of it. That year right there was not better than that year where James
Houston
Harden went on a complete fucking. He terrorized the league.
Yeah.
At no point did Dwayne Wade terrorize the league.
1000%.
He was always a great player. He was always a feared player, but he wasn't terrorizing the league. say what you want. That Dynasty Warriors, when they were at the peak, had fear in their hearts of James Harden.
Took him to 7.
They had
There's
fear
no
in their
Warriors,
hearts, bro.
If there's no Warriors,
He wins the.
He
They
gets-
had to play against LeBron probably, and I don't know if they win that. But
he gets some finals appearances.
like he gets a finals appearance in, and like he terrorized them. Bro.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm
Chat, tell us who you think is better.
That's the funny thing
James
about
Harden
James
or Wade.
That's the funny thing about James Harden is like we call him a choke, and he's a choke in the playoffs. But in his biggest series he's ever played, he played his absolute best basketball.
He took that Warriors team to 7, right?
Yes, he did without Chris Paul the last 2 games,
Wow.
and with Chris Paul might have
That's
been a
what
different
great.
series.
That's what really great players do. Man.
Yeah.
They when we argue about people who can put a team on their backs, like Wade. I mean,
James Harden
did
could.
it for a long
he
time.
could do it.
Those
I don't
rosters
think
in
that.
Houston were
I don't
hard
think
rosters.
that Houston team with Wade in his prime.
No, they wouldn't be.
I think if you want the truth, I think they get cooked in 4 against the Warriors, especially in the new age basketball when you need to be able to shoot the ball. I mean, am I saying something?
And he was
wrong?
such a better passer too than
He was
Wade.
such a better passer.
Such a
he
better
was
passer.
such a better shooter. They both flopped to get to the free throw line, so they both share that.
Yeah, but James Harden does it better, so he gets the edge there.
That's that's why I hated James Harden for so long.
And handles are not even.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is actually funny. The last thing we're going to talk about. So you seen a prop. I don't know, what was it, FanDuel or something
Yeah,
like that?
I seen on Twitter.
So what did you see?
I seen on Twitter, it was odds that Bronny James scores 25 points in a single NBA game this year, and I think I seen it at plus 1,200, 1,300 odds.
I'm taking those odds.
You are?
I'm taking those odds. Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, you think he's going to 25?
LeBron's gonna get him to score 25 points.
You think it's
bro.
worth? It's worth.
Oh,
It's worth a.
100%.
It's worth a.
You could
sprinkle?
sprinkle, yeah. You could sprinkle on there. But LeBron's gonna make him to 25. He's gonna have one of those games where he's gonna score like 5-6 points in the first quarter. He's gonna go into halftime with like 12, 13 points. LeBron's gonna come out and just dish him the ball.
I can see it.
But even though he's dishing it to him, he still got to hit the shots.
He'll hit the shots. He'll set him up. He'll hit those shots.
See, I went complete opposite of what he did.
Why?
There's one chance to me, where, and by the way, we could be completely wrong. He could go out and average 13.
He's there. I know.
But there's one opportunity he's going to have to score 25. It's the complete opposite of what you're saying. It's when LeBron is not on the court. It's if they secure a playoff spot early and they rest AD and LeBron the last 3 or 4 games and he goes out there and gets 35 minutes. I could see it happening if he takes enough shots. Like if he goes out in 30 minutes and takes 20 shots, then he might get 25. I think the Lakers are not going to be that good. I think they're going to make it to the playoffs, but I think it's going to be a battle to get there like it has been the last 4 years. So because I think that's going to happen, I don't think he's going to
they're going
have
to
an opportunity to
championship.
score 25.
They're going to championship this
But you
year.
know what's crazy about LA? They're the only team in the league that to win a championship, they still would have to play in the play-in. They could play in the play-in and still win the championship.
I'm actually complete opposite of you, but we're on the same page. I don't think he's scoring 25. But I think the only way that he does is if the Lakers are fucking garbage and they're not good and they're just throwing out the kids at the end of the year and he gets it in there. But I don't even know if this kid's capable to score 25 points in this game. I like even if they let him put up all these shots and do it, is he capable of doing it?
I think he is.
I mean, even in college, his playing style wasn't a scorer.
bro,
He was a 3-and-D guy.
All these guys are coming out saying he looks better in the NBA than he does in college, though. Which some guys are like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that about LeBron's son too.
No, but like he looks okay.
You know what? I hope he does score 25 points so he can
Jaylen
walk
Brown?
up to fucking Jaylen Brown and say, "You the bum. You don't deserve to be in the
Carrying
fucking
a
league."
grudge from 11.
You know
weeks
what?
ago.
I take it back. He's scoring 25 in the Boston Celtics.
There we go.
Right on, Jayden.
There we
right
go.
On, right on.
There we
that
go.
That to be
bum.
3 months ago now, and you're still talking about it.
Hey, first game is Lakers versus Boston. The first
No,
game.
first game is Lakers. And
Lakers.
are they gonna put him against Denver like they do every fucking year and watch him get?
I don't
tumbled?
think so,
No, I
but
think was it the Wolves? That they're playing?
Maybe they're playing the Wolves on Friday.
Preseason.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick because we're in the middle of this. Devontae Adams. Where does he end up?
Jets.
Chiefs.
Nah, he'll be a Jet.
He'll be a Jet.
Yeah, he'll probably be a.
He's not playing
I
this
would
Sunday.
rather see him
I
on
don't know if
the
you've seen the report. He's not playing this Sunday.
I mean, the Chiefs already came out and said that.
Okay, he gets to the Jets, and now what?
I mean, A-Rod's second favorite target.
He's
Oh, you're with me?
Oh, you're with A-Rod's being washed?
I mean, he's 40.
He's not washed.
He's not only washed.
He's not washed,
He's not
though.
only washed.
He's 40.
I love him. I really, truly love him. But Garrett Wilson's overrated, bro.
No,
Yes.
I'm not on that.
Not overrated. Watch. No, relax.
Petty, this goes back. We could go on.
Relax.
This goes back to. This is really simple. This goes back to offense coordinator.
Okay.
I have a question for you, real
Ask.
quick. Russell Wilson. In a just a whole career, we've always seen him as one of the better quarterbacks to play.
Right.
Okay.
First year that he ends up with Nate Hackett as his head coach and play caller, what happens to him? Not only does he fall off, he becomes a bench warmer.
Who had?
But wait a second.
Who did Denver
My whole
have?
point is though,
Who did Denver
you
have?
want to know why Nate Hackett is the offensive coordinator of the Jets? Because he's A-Rod's friend.
If you're a wide receiver
Yeah, that matters.
in the NFL,
Yeah.
what's your job on a night-to-night basis?
To get open.
Okay. Once you get open, what are you relying on now?
Your quarterback.
Your quarterback to get you?
Okay. As washed as Aaron Rodgers is, can he still get the balls in spots he needs
Yeah, but
to?
how many targets has he had this year so far? I mean,
Why, though?
Who? Garrett
Hey,
Wilson?
did Garrett Wilson not get open? He's had 1,000-yard seasons.
He has with Zach Wilson.
With Zach Wilson. bro.
100%.
That
But
guy,
I don't
he's
see-
not
I don't know.
overrated. Well, hey, wide receivers are really weird because you could put him in
Eddie.
a different team that has a QB and
Eddie.
you see him blow up the world.
Garrett Wilson, you can argue. You can argue.
Oh, I don't know where you're going with this.
No. He's closer to 5 than he is to 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like guys that are
All right, name out some
clearly better than
Oh,
than
okay,
Garrett
who?
Wilson.
Go.
CD's clearly better.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Jettas is clearly better.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase to me is clearly better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill is clearly better.
Okay.
Okay.
Even Devontae Adams right now, I'm
No.
taking him over
I
Garrett
don't
Wilson.
know that
not.
right
Yes,
now.
I am.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not.
know. Don't.
I'm missing some guys, though.
You're missing Amon Ra.
I'm definitely taking.
That's
I'm
it.
so sorry. I'm not. I'm
That's
What
definitely
is he
taking him.
though?
Yes.
Is
Stop.
he
Hey,
hey? Wait.
you actually need to stop.
Is
You
he?
need to stop.
Okay, I'm taking Amon Ra, and then literally right after I'm taking
But,
Garrett
like,
Wilson.
hey, listen, if
I'm
Garrett-
not taking Debo. I'm not taking Ayuk. I'm not taking Devontae. I'm not taking. I'm not taking who
because
else?
of just.
Who? Maybe Nico. Nico's in there. Nico Collins is in there.
If
No,
Garrett,
you're missing some guys.
Who?
I knew we were gonna miss some guys. Malik Neighbors. I'm taking over him right now.
We don't know.
Chill
that yet,
out,
though.
man.
We don't know.
No,
Hey, no,
Eddie.
Neighbors is a freak, though.
Yeah, he is. I know he is.
And
Yeah, I have
you
him
know
on
what?
fantasy.
If you ask me for the next 5 years, I might be taking.
All right, hold up. Okay.
I might be taking.
Marvin Harrison, Maserati.
Maserati Mar.
Hey, yo, can I ask you a question? How you guys doing in fantasy?
Oh, this guy.
Because he hasn't got one in the Basement Boys.
Listen.
First of all,
How you-
he beat me off of a fucking kicker.
How you guys doing in fantasy?
He beat me off a fucking
Hey,
kicker.
Hakeem, what's your
number
record in
one.
fantasy?
I'm 3-1.
Heidi, what's your record in fantasy?
1 and 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I had the first overall pick. And
I'm just still happy he's active.
Guys, I had
Yeah,
so
well,
like-
yeah, well,
Guys,
honestly,
over under. What
Guys,
week-
we're gonna do
honestly,
this right now?
honestly, I had him through 7 weeks, 7 to 10.
Guys, we're gonna do this
That
right
he was
now.
gonna
he
hit.
gets there?
That he was done. No, he'll get there.
You think this
Are you
year-
He'll get
serious?
there.
Who are you?
Wait. I'll only say this as if. I mean, I don't think CMC's coming back this year.
Who's your 2 best players on your team right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
that are giving me like the most
Yeah.
points, Malik Neighbors and Jayden Reed.
If those 2 guys
Adam
went
Jones.
down, what would your record look like?
I'll make some adjustments.
Make some adjustments.
Hey, I'm doing all this.
I
with
can't
two-
get rid of CMC or her. You're gonna
I'm-
get rid of Jayden Reed or
I'm
her?
taking this.
I'm
This
just happy
is
you're
2
still
weeks
active, bro.
without AJ Brown, bro. That's
I'm
all I
just
gotta
happy
say.
you're
Without my
still-
second round
hey,
pick.
AJ Brown might not put up the same numbers.
And
as
Jonathan
he's
Taylor.
going
Oh, I had Jonathan Taylor too.
Hey, I'm just happy you're.
Yeah,
playing.
if those guys went down, how would it look?
Make
What would
some
you
adjustments, bro.
before now?
You pick up their backups. Whoever got injured, you pick up their
I picked
backups.
up Jordan
quick.
Mason.
Okay, cool.
What do I do after that?
You picked up CMC though. That was your fault.
It was.
I told
and
you
the
not to
whole-
pick him up.
The whole time I was saying Saquon.
That guy's overrated too. Anyways, I'm fucking around.
That's the
Chill,
best
chill,
running back in the NFL.
Okay. Anyway, hey, this was fun, boys. Before we go any further, though, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're a couple away from that 500 number. Join us there to get to 500. We keep on growing. We have a lot more content coming your way. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining us. We out of here. Deuces.